This episode is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/wickedtheory. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the front porch at 537 Paper Street. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. We are here again. It's another Saturday. My name is Bill Sweeney. We're coming to you live. And we are. And this was my bad idea. I was trying to remember what the opening line was. This is my bad idea. I bring some people around. I got my buddy Ed.
Don't mind about my old hits. The copyright is out on those.
That's probably true. And I got my brother Bob on guitar.
Hey, what's up?
He's noodling for you. And look who's back, kids. It's Uncle Jay.
How you doing, Bill?
I'm good.
See, this is what happened when you establish the no coughing rule 3 seconds before we air.
I'm realizing now that it's just like it's more and more like, you know, whatever you say, just immediately someone's going to start doing it. You know what I mean? So it's like hanging out with my buddies when I was 16.
It's part of who we are.
Shit. Well, then I'm going to have to do some reverse psychology next time. I got a rule, I guess, or something.
This is what happens when you're born in the town.
Sorry, I
called
was absent
sarcasm.
last week.
Well, are you talking over Bob? I think you were talking over Bob.
Was I? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's because
I
you're
was
ignoring people.
Yeah, it's all right. I was
You-
basically saying that this is what happens when you were born in the town called sarcasm.
I shouldn't have gone to it. All right. Ed,
Exactly.
Jay, what were you saying? Jay, you had something maybe better?
No,
I'm
I just
only
said I'm
kidding,
sorry I was not here last week.
You
I
don't
had
have
a
to
thing.
apologize. You had
Had a
something better.
thing.
You had something better to do. In the end,
Yeah. Your unemployment's running out. You're running out of toll money.
You don't have to-
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just so happy to have you back.
yeah, Ed cried, but he was off mic.
All right.
I'll just say this: you don't have to tell us where you were or what you did, but was it a better time in the end than the time you could have had here? It's
Yes.
tough. All right, but it seemed like I appreciate you making it seem like a tough call.
It's been that long, huh?
It's been a long time.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 107
107.
of the Wicked Theory Podcast, and I'm drinking a local brew.
Brought to you by.
Not brought to you by this necessarily, but it's a Flagship Brewing Company. They're a small new brewery here on Staten Island, and I was across the street in the store, and I saw a 6-pack of what they got. And this particular brand brew is American Wit. It's got some hops, because it's beer, I guess. It's got some citrus kind of undertones. I'm not a big guy of these different brews that we got nowadays. I think this is a
So it's chumpy and fruity.
Flagship American Wit is a refreshing, light-bodied wheat beer. Prized hops from Americans. I'm always doing Sam Cook, Dave Cook. What's
I'm
your
drinking
word?
Rolling
Sam
Rock.
Adams.
I'm drinking Rolling
Sam
Rock.
Adams.
I'm Dave Cook. Sam Adams. All right. Anyway, episode 107. Agent Palmer's not here today. He went to go check out something much more interesting and captivating. I think it's called a farm team. So it's guys who work the corn, I guess, and the till, and they just go out as a group and plow.
Sure.
Okay.
Trash!
Yeah.
I think what happens, Bill, is they plow themselves a baseball field
There you go.
out of a cornfield.
Out of a cornfield. Oh, they made a movie about that.
Yeah.
Okay. That was
Yeah.
all about a farm team. I got it now.
Yeah, no, he's going to see the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Do you think that was a working title for Field of Dreams? Just farm team?
We're children of the corn.
Maybe. Maybe that was the idea came to him based on that. term.
Based on that phrase, he just kind of was like really stoned one day, and he was like, "Farm team, man. What if the team was from the farm, like literally?"
So briefly before you jump into the show,
Well, let me finish the opening stuff real quick because I did get sidetracked. But this week we got some news. Trailer Trash is back officially. I don't know what I did over the last couple of weeks. I tried to change things and it backfired. So you know what I'm just gonna say? Everybody likes Trailer Trash. It seems.
cash.
It seems to be the thing the kids are saying. So we're going to stick with it. We're going to get to emails. Ed's got some DC TV report coming to you later with some
Yeah, a lot of stuff went down. 3 shows had finales this week, and we had a penultimate episode. And the other 2, they're coming down the pike. This is the home stretch, baby.
Some finale stuff later on, depending on where we kind of put it in the show run because of time. We're gonna do some Q&A, some open questions and answers. So if you're not in the chat room, I see we got some people elsewhere. One of them might even be me. I don't know, but get in the chat room. Sign in with Facebook. You can get right in the chat or set up an account with Mixlr and get in there. Mixlr's got an app too. We don't mention it very much, but download the Mixlr app.
Yeah, I have it. Actually.
And
I use it all the time. This is how I keep up with the show.
There you go. And I've got it too. I've got it on my other device over there. Usually that's how I monitor the chat room, but I think I'm going to do it like this week because we got no Palmer. I got no Palmer to play sheriff in there.
You're going to use ye olde laptop.
Ye olde laptop. And then just want to say that when we get to the question and answers, if you guys got questions, any questions, silly or serious, don't put them in the chat room now. But when we get to it later, we'll give you some heads up, some time or whatever to write stuff up. But if you're thinking of stuff, make a note. I don't know. Maybe you're somewhere with a pen and paper. If you're driving, that's crazy.
Like me.
Yeah, basically. Jay, before we get to you, we're going to give the kids actual game to play in the chat room.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. This week. It's other Fight Club rules.
Examples include number 9, no Indian burns, noogies, or purple nurples. Or number 10, the only safe word is multiple personality disorder.
See what I'm saying, kids? So take it from there. There was only 8 originally, but you can go up to whatever number you like. That's the beer talking. Now, Jay.
Yeah.
How you been?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Exactly.
You got issues?
No, I have 2 things I want to
you have notes?
address.
You have
no,
papers?
2 things. No,
okay.
Really. One thing is I have to address something that James said.
Young James.
James said that our Star Wars show was great, but he thought that we were praising the Phantom Menace.
Oh, no.
So we have to correct that. We were not praising the Phantom Menace by any means.
No.
Oh, no.
We might have been maybe too nice to it.
We were a little nice to it, but I was just saying that there are things to like in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's things that I like watching in the movie. I'm not praising the film by any means.
No.
Yeah, I
don't think anybody here was.
That Duel of the Fates
really.
doesn't do it for you?
Maybe it came out of my mouth a little bit wrong, but I think I was trying to say at one point was like the only thing I take away from those movies really is like the basic plot points.
Right.
Like that's the way I live at it. Okay, we got to see the concept and the idea. Like I keep it in this very like reduced and reducted kind of thing in my head where like he was a kid, he did some pod racing. He kind of rebuilt C-3PO, so the droids were there. He never recognizes them again, but whatever. And then, the next movie, some shit happens with taxes, and then in the third one, he falls into a lava pit. And that's how I kind of and that's what I need to know.
I mean, as Star Wars fans, we watched it, we took it in, we're like, hey, what the fuck, what the hell? But as a film, no way were we praising anything.
Fuck that.
Now, Bill, this is kind of a meanwhile thing, but I'll bring it up here because it's applicable. Right after last week,
applicable.
Last weekend, I forget if it was
I think
Friday.
I got that in. I made a hoop shot. Go ahead.
I forget if it was Friday or Saturday, but you and I watched The People versus O.J. Simpson on Hulu.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
What?
The People versus George Lucas.
Oh my God!
The
That's a big difference.
Yes, there is.
That's a big
difference.
That's at least like 7 hours difference.
Yes,
And several shades of color.
and you didn't really I don't really remember you telling me what you thought of it.
I thought it was stupendous and spellbinding. No, it was good to see that, it wasn't alone. I kind of wanted to get. I thought maybe it was a little. In my head, I was expecting it to be a little meaner, a little harsher than it ended up being. It kind of just airs the grievances. It's like the airing of grievances, and what was that, Seinfeld or Friends?
Oh yes,
but
Festivus.
But so I thought because everybody kind of talks about it, but I guess it's the only record of that kind of that argument, that fan argument of all the stuff that Lucas has done shitty to the franchise between the crap in the prequels that no one likes and also all the re-release editions.
Yeah.
So it's all the fans that and all the shit that they don't like, and the people that give him crap for it. So it's not like this deep introspection. I thought it was going to be a little deeper or a little bit more better produced maybe. But it was good. It was good. I liked it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say it was crap.
Cash.
But everybody in there has got a valid point. I'll say
Did
that
they
much.
say in the documentary that Star Wars was crap?
No, not like
I don't know.
Not like in a big way. No, but mostly it was just like because you were hearing from Star Wars fans who were like, you know, like any of us, like there's these things that like you know drive us crazy. But these people were like hardcore Star Wars fans who got annoyed. So then their annoyance goes
Guys who dress
hardcore.
up as Leia and stand in line outside.
Probably that guy.
Yeah,
But,
this is the Han shot first crowd. This is like the
Well, that's the thing too, because it started there. Like the Descent starts with those re-releases and all of that mumbo jumbo that he started doing. And so when the prequels came out, I think there was a certain section that was already like they weren't like thinking it was going to be shit, but once it turned to shit, they were like double. They were they were like half in the foxhole.
You just gave them more fuel after the disappointment that they experienced.
Exactly.
and this is the dangers of anticipation.
Yeah.
So
What do you? So
we weren't praising
no way.
Phantom Menace.
No way.
So
No,
James,
definitely
you're fucking wrong.
You're wrong.
So secondly,
He'll have to catch that.
I have a little surprise for Ed
Oh, what's that?
because
Oh, is this something we talked about a couple weeks
I don't
ago?
know, but he's going into his bag.
I'm probably going to shit on your Alien Covenant review
Oh,
in
okay.
a little bit.
All right.
So I'm just going to soften the blow by giving you your own personal copy
Oh, wow.
of Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home on Betamax.
Betamax. I was gonna say I do have.
I just gave Ed O'Hare
I do have a
Star
VHS
Trek
copy.
4 on Betamax.
Wow.
There you go. That's
would-
how much
I
I
would-
love Ed.
Does it have a sticker that says "Be Kind, Rewind"?
No, that was store bought. Somebody,
Oh, okay. No, I just saw the yellow sticker.
somebody paid retail
no,
for that bitch.
That thing.
Wow.
Look,
Betamax.
it looks brand new.
You'd
It
have to-
does.
You
It
should find out
does.
what the MSRP was for that back then, because I bet you when that shit first came out, that's when videotapes were like $120
that
bucks a
was-
pop.
I think that was a sell-through price item, though.
Well, okay.
Remember,
Well,
there was a couple of movies they would sell at price to own, but that was a rarity. They only did
Okay.
it a couple of times.
Okay, Dom Torrey in the chat room.
Hey, Dom. What's up, buddy?
Yo.
Thank you, brother. Wow.
No, we don't love
he,
that.
he can turn on the computer, but he can't come by.
Well, I think it's his phone, and he's at work.
Ah, okay. That's
So-
right. That's
and
right.
probably only
He's
has
working,
a moment.
right?
Now
he's
I,
working.
now I want to find a Betamax
working.
player.
You can find one.
At Jay's house. I'm sure there's one at Jay's
Come to
house.
my house and we'll watch them.
eBay.
They can be
eBay.
quite expensive,
Well,
actually.
Jay, I noticed that you are a member of the Laser Disc Club on Facebook.
Yeah, you saw that, huh?
Holy
it
shit,
popped,
are you
it
really?
popped
Oh, yeah.
up. It popped up on my thing.
I
was like,
talk
no
to those
way.
guys. I talk to those guys every now and again. I have to put them in their place a little
I
bit
knew
because
that
they
was
get
coming.
a little out of
I knew
hand.
that was coming.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to say that. I tell him who's boss.
So,
One of these things.
just to put that out there, that Jay's that hard.
They get a kick out of the
when
fact-
it comes to video.
They get a kick out of the fact that I write fucking FUCKIN apostrophe.
A real gentleman
yeah.
puts the apostrophe.
Because fucking doesn't sound right.
No, it never
Right.
does.
Sounds like a hipster trying to fucking
Right.
curse.
But I think the humor is that you take the effort to put something there.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just
Here's-
dropping
no,
off
effort.
the J.
you raise a kind of an interesting point because when I type stuff online like that too, and I start cursing,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel right
No.
unless I slang it.
Yeah,
by
you have
dropping
to.
off the G.
You have to.
or writing it more phonetically.
Well, you look like more of a douchebag.
Well, no. It's just it doesn't sound right to my mental ear because of my where I live and my accent and how we curse here.
Did you read Catcher in the Rye as a kid?
Yeah. Why? What was that?
Because that's like the only place I've seen vulgarities written out in prose, and he has that other style where it's
Well, I
all
mean, I wasn't going
lowercase
to say it, but I
letters
have
and-
I have a dog-eared copy in my back pocket right now that I keep with me at all times, along with my snub nose Smith and Wesson.
yeah, except for Huckleberry Finn, because the N-word's all over that.
Well, what did you think? What did you think was going to happen in that?
Back then, I don't think there was another word for those people.
It wasn't. They really.
They were still busy working for no money at that point. That's just what they were called. I mean,
Well, also Twain used it so much as a satire.
right.
Of
well,
how,
he could get
of
away
how-
with
Well,
it because
yeah.
he was actually Samuel Clemens and no one knew.
Yeah,
That's why he did. That's why he did it.
That's
Turns
why he
out the
took on-
N-word was a big deal
yeah.
then too, and he wanted to put some distance between him and the book.
See, that goes to show you, kids. Dave Chappelle and Richard Pryor ripped off Mark Twain. So
Well,
people
I
have
don't
been
know.
doing it for
I
years.
don't know about that. Let's not get that crazy.
And that's what that's all about.
And that's what that's. And there you go. That's your lesson for today, kids. What did you learn on the show?
So, Bill.
Yeah, buddy.
So, I'd like to address something that was mentioned on the Gotham Lights
There was
podcast.
There was a mention of the Wicked Theory podcast.
Not just me, Ed, too.
and
Where
some cast members.
I've been a guest on that show 3 times. Bill, you've been there once or twice?
I've been there once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember exactly how it goes, but I know what came up was the fact that last time on this show when Jay was here, on Gotham Lights this week, Heno was recalling listening to that episode in which it had happened once before with Bob, but Jay had said, "Oh, could I go on that show?" And me and Ed simultaneously said, "Do you watch Gotham?" And you said no. So we said no.
No.
And which is exactly the same thing that happened the one time Bobby asked. And it was just one of those things. Like, you know what I mean? It rolled off us so easy because it was the bit.
Well, as Steph and Heno
Yeah.
were discussing Ed and I possibly being on the show, Heno's request was that, let me see if I got it right, that we would have to be on together, which I have no problems with, but we'd have to share a microphone.
Oh, yeah, no.
Which I think everyone at this table and at the table over there at the fucking Gotham Light podcast
Yeah, and they're
would notice on an idea that would work.
Well, they're assuming it because if you listen to the episode, they were assuming that it wouldn't work because
cigars.
Well, I wouldn't be able to handle the cigar smoke and
the
just
cigar breath
being that close to each other. I think it's more just we both like to talk, and we would get into a fucking fist fight over who was having control of that mic.
I think eventually your faces would be just pressed together as you just both were talking at the same time. And then eventually it would just turn into making out.
I thought maybe Heno knew
quite
about the one time
possibly,
we had,
yes.
I thought maybe Heno knew about the one time that we had 2 guys using one microphone here.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's always that's always an interesting
And that
situation.
was like a callback, a little. That's what
He's
I thought
had
it
that
was.
same situation, I'm sure.
But I narrowed it down to 3 things.
Oh, okay.
All
Okay.
right? Now, number 1
3 things.
Okay.
is
you got
that I
two-
truly don't smoke offensive cigars, as you know.
Yeah. They're all offensive.
No, you're smoking ones laced with caffeine,
Right.
so you can get
So I'm
really
all
hyper.
fucked up anyway. But I'm pretty good with my oral hygiene, so you have nothing to worry about with that.
Okay.
But if it came to that faction where we had to share, I wouldn't smoke for your sake. That's how much I love you.
And I would appreciate it.
However, points 1 and 2 don't mean shit because I'd have my own fucking mic, and that's the way it is.
Although you might want to shave because if you 2 of you are going to be that close, you're sharing the mic. You might want to get rid of the whiskers.
I don't think it would work for anybody like on a podcast. 2 people can't
no.
share a mic. It's just
It's happened in extreme circumstances.
Ed shared a mic with his best friend. Ed had his buddy Satan on here. That's only his nickname. It's only his nickname.
Yeah, and
he's
that's-
not as evil.
a Christian podcast would be fucking fighting over one mic.
And
and that's
God wants me to speak.
So with that said, I would love to be on the show, and I'd love to be on the show with Ed.
My idea, what I think would be great, is for Jay. Now you've never seen the show.
No, not one
To
episode.
just watch the season 3 finale, and try to figure out how the hell we got there.
and all his questions are based on that, and that's his
Yeah,
that's his
'cause-
only frame of reference.
Because I'm telling you, there is so much going on, and even if you have a cursory knowledge of the comics, which I know you do.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
You know Batman comics. You'll see like, oh, they're drawn from this, and they're drawn from there.
Yeah.
and this is what's going on, and these. Oh, what the fuck is this?
Well, there's a few friends of mine that watch the show, and they
Yeah.
keep asking me, "You should watch Gotham. You should watch it. It's crazy. You would dig it." Because I was a big Marvel guy.
All right.
But Batman comic books
Yeah.
was right
Yeah.
there for me as well.
Yeah, like the
Batman
the
rolls
first
over.
like season and a half is a little rough, but once it gets its legs,
Well, that's what I thought would be
Once-
interesting is that if Jay had only seen the one episode and then you guys start to explain stuff,
Yeah.
it would just turn to this episode of explaining the show to Jay because he'd be like, wait a minute, how did that happen then? Well, because Penguin did X, Y, and Z. But wait, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, because Jim fucking was really, pretending to be Batman the whole time.
Yeah.
And this whole kind of
How many
shit.
seasons again?
3.
Too many. Oh, what? Did I say that?
3. Okay.
3. Yeah, and it's
Three.
getting
Maybe I'll binge them and then
Yeah.
do a
Chad-
month's worth of Gotham.
Chad in the chat likes the idea. Ed
Yeah.
and Jay on Gotham would be great.
Yeah, this week is the penultimate episode, and the next week
Is the finale.
It's a two-part finale, a 2-hour finale.
2-hour finale.
Now, will they have something on the Justice League movie?
What do you mean? Probably airing a trailer or a special commercial?
No, Gotham. With the Gotham podcast, would they do like a show based on the Justice League
They gotta run that by them. Special episodes, I think they do them few and far between, but they're bringing them in a little bit more often.
They'll do recaps in the summer and just kind of like news, but they really stick with that show.
It's just that show. All right.
Yeah, it seems to. I mean, I would say
branch
what? Out a little bit, spread it out a little
bit. I'll find out. I'll investigate.
Uh-oh. Special investigative report by Uncle Jay. All right, so let's actually, if we're all sit and ready now, Jay, have we addressed your issues and all the topics that you need to get to?
We haven't even begun, but go ahead.
Okay, too many issues. Bob, we're going to head to the news department, I think, is around that time.
News o'clock?
It's about that time. I think people are familiar with it. We do it every week. I mean, geez, Louise. News o'clock. News o'clock.
Couple things.
Sing us a song in the piano man.
Now, you guys play the Uncharted video game?
I play harmonica.
I think everyone knows that Bill and I have.
Yes.
Yeah, I was talking about it.
The male Lara Croft?
That's right. That's right.
Pretty much.
Which was funny was that when you think about it, Uncharted is a copy of Tomb Raider, but then when Tomb Raider made its comeback, it pretty much just aped so much from Uncharted that it's like, that's why Tomb Raider is good now.
Or Indiana Jones Light.
Yeah. Which one's lighter? Who can tell? Because they're both kind of crazy these days. But in the news is that Tom Holland has gotten cast as Nathan Drake, and they're gonna obviously, because you can't make that kid any older than he is, but they're going to kind of do a prequel thing, which is kind of, I wonder this. Can you do a prequel for a movie that hasn't come out? Stop calling it a prequel.
Well, I think they're setting it up. It sounds to me like they're taking the video games as canon and they're doing a prequel to the video games.
I think it's just shorthand for the conversation of saying it's more of a prequel to the story of the game in that regard. I don't know if it's going to be so hard and fast, but I think what's interesting in any regard is that, like, okay, it's different because, he's youngish and the kid's really like a parkour kid, so they can pull this off. I'm sure people are happy that Carnahan's script is still going to get used, even though he's left the project. I'm not sure about the Drake Sean Levy as director. I'm not sure what his creds are off the top of my head.
See, that's where
I'm sure I got you two here to kind of bounce that around.
Oh, Sean Levy?
Sean Levy.
Real Steel. Night at the Museum, 3, 7, and 9.
Okay. So he's worked with kids before. That helps, I guess.
The Internship.
He should be able to do this.
No, if he did Real Steel, that's some production.
Real Steel is actually a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually a very good family kind of movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, a movie a father could bring his 9-10-year-old son to.
Yeah.
12-year-old son, that kind of movie.
Yeah, it's a little edgy. It gets edgy at times.
It does.
Yeah.
But that's why I pulled back a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's time for a reboot already on Real Steel.
Dude, just call them Rock'em Sock'em Robots, man. Just call them Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
That's it. It probably was a Rock'em Sock'em spec script at some point.
Oh,
and
yeah.
some guy in the studio was like, Dick, they're never going to make it. Take the copyright name off and just slap your own fucking name on it.
No, I was actually surprised on how good it really was. I remember going to see that in the film, and and Hugh Jackman, he's a good actor. He's a great actor.
Yeah,
he really is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it was nice to see him, take a departure
from Wolverine.
You know what I mean? Even though I can't really see anybody as Wolverine anymore.
No.
He's definitely put his own stamp on it.
Yes.
So whoever they find to replace him as Wolverine,
he's got some huge shoes to fill.
Yeah. He's got to be someone who's going to be able to do like Heath Ledger did and take a new spin.
And I don't know.
That's why I keep thinking they should go back to.
I feel like Wolverine's so transparent.
The real original Wolverine.
Well,
shorter Wolverine. The
stout,
cigar chomping.
Yeah.
Right.
Stocky, stout, fire plug kind of guy.
Well, you can get me. I'll just, beef up.
No, he's got to be like 5'1".
Oh, okay.
And like
or smaller.
150, 160. He's just wide and ripped.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's why Danzig made sense at a certain point.
Yeah.
Robbie Keitel at one point too. Remember that? That was in the Wizard days.
I'm trying to forget.
Also to give you an idea, Sean Levy also directed the remakes of Cheaper by the Dozen and The Pink Panther.
So you just have to make sure that this guy's got a couple of digs in.
Yeah.
No, I just want people to get the full breadth of his work.
So all successes and failures equal out to the present day. That's true.
So, Real Steel.
Yeah, and 4 episodes of Stranger Things.
Oh, yes. That's where I know the name from too. Stranger Things.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Anyway, not bad casting.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see how it looks in the end. I like the kid Tom Holland. You know what I mean? He's a parkour kid. It'd be interesting to see him jump around without a mask on. You know what I mean? And I'm playing these other games right now, and the problem is, I think for some people, it's just like, well, that's just crazy. And one of the things I think would be interesting is to see someone like you could end up watching him grow up over the course of this whole thing. If he stays with it as a franchise and it does good and it goes on forever, like some of these things do.
If they're smart with it, it should do well.
Yeah.
You know? Because there's always talk of young Indiana Jones, that kind of thing coming back. And this is exactly that kind of thing.
Exactly. As close as
the kid's got character.
Yeah.
We saw it in 5-10 minutes he was in Civil War. And we've been seeing it in these trailers we're watching, waiting for Spider-Man to come out.
Yeah,
he's got moxie.
Be honest, Bob. Did you hope that when they finally did a new Indiana Jones that they would cast Sean Patrick Flannery? Because I might have been one of those guys.
Who?
Sean Patrick Flannery.
The guy that played the young Indiana Jones.
I'm going to give you a bell, but it's not for good reasons.
I never watched Young Indiana Jones.
You never watched the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles?
I watched that first
it was
episode.
a little bit past me. I was into hanging out, getting high, chasing
Wherever
girls,
Bob was, there
playing
wasn't
guitar.
TVs around at that time.
At that point, no, I was in my 20s, but
Yeah, and I'm not sure that
90s, late 80s,
No, it was 92 to 93.
Yeah,
And
I was out of high school.
I was 6 years younger than you, and I probably still would look at it.
Yeah.
On to the next.
I was like 7 years past watching that show. That's what.
Let's go on to the next
On
one.
a side
here.
note, they should get Harrison Ford to play Sully. That would be really cool.
He's too old.
Sully is in his
Yeah, like Harrison Ford is gonna fall apart like on Thursday.
Yeah, all right.
He's like scheduled,
if he flies a plane again.
David Duchovny.
and he's too cranky. Let's go get.
So what do you think?
Because he is
come on.
because he has evolved into a curmudgeonly old man.
Meanwhile, Scully, he's whatever. He's more like this. Hey, buddy, pal, come on, smoke cigars and bang some whores. Yeah.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, it's you if you had never smoked, what you would probably sound like, yeah, buddy.
He does smoke, though. See, that's not realistic now.
Well, it doesn't. It's never lit. He's one of those guys who just walks around with it. You've seen those guys.
It's on for show.
Yeah. I used to smoke all the time, but now I need it in my hand. What's up with that?
All right, so
Go ahead.
Moving on to the real stories.
Yes, please. The real news.
Homer Simpson is being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Because, it's a legit operation over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that has something to do with him having been a mascot at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it's all for fun and giggles, but he's going to have like a little spot. It's like an honorary kind of special designation, right?
Yeah. They're just they're giving him an exhibit.
Dancing Homer, I think it was called, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forget. In the article, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be pulling these up. I'm out of practice on this, Ed. Bill's bad today.
He was the mascot for the Albuquerque Isotopes.
Right, for the Isotopes.
Mm-hmm.
Say that 5 times real fast.
The Albuquerque Isotopes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Spring. I'm sorry. The Isotopes is actually a minor league team in Albuquerque. It's the Springfield Isotopes.
on the show. Right.
Yeah.
So the Hall is not actually inducting him, but instead will have an exhibit honoring the Season 3 episode Homer at the Bat of The Simpsons. The episode, obviously, is the reference to Casey at the Bat.
Yeah. Which had every great big league player from the time in it.
Yeah, you don't have to explain Casey at the Bat. If you don't have to explain it to me,
no.
You don't have to explain it to anybody.
The episode of The Simpsons featured every major league.
Damn, I was hoping I was right on that. See if you caught that one, kids. Okay. It's a fan favorite episode, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and they had to go digging for that one to find it.
Mm-hmm.
There's 30 episodes, 30 seasons of The Simpsons now.
The Daryl Strawberries through line in that is hysterical.
So there is the plaque does have some inscription. We're not reading all that. Fuck that.
Nothing like a good Daryl Strawberry joke.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, I didn't. Somebody else put this in. Who put this in?
The next 3 were all me.
Oh, it's all your fault?
Yeah. So Neil
yes,
Gaiman.
it is all your fault.
Yeah.
It's not approved, man. Come on.
It is.
Okay.
I left him in.
Yeah.
So I had my opportunity.
He's doing a Kickstarter for charity.
Mm-hmm.
If he's able to raise $500,000 for charity.
What's he going to do?
He's going to do a public reading of the entire Cheesecake Factory menu.
Okay, it's all right. Like, I know it's like a thing. It's Neil Gaiman. I'm sure it'll sound amazing, and it's kind of funny, and it's cute, and it's tongue-in-cheek. And he'll probably raise more than that because it's a real cause and stuff.
Do like the first collection of Preacher in a church.
Well, I don't know about the church, but just to have Neil Gaiman read any of the Preacher.
Make it something like,
Well, if it was Garth Ennis, then yeah, but it's Neil Gaiman.
Oh, okay.
Like he's not that.
Right.
He's not that.
Yeah.
Guys, I feel
edgy.
like I need to interfere here and ask: has anyone else here been to the Cheesecake Factory?
No.
Do you know what their menu's like?
I've been to one. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah,
like a Webster's dictionary.
Yeah. It's like 20 pages long.
Yeah, and he's going to have to make it funny and entertaining.
Full out detailed descriptions of each dish.
No, and I'm sure it's all highfalutin. I knew there had to be something to the menu.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know
like,
for sure, but I was like, okay, that's got to be long.
You know, Bill, maybe I should read the Cheesecake Factory menu for the Wicked Theory.
Let's see if we can get a copy of it. Let's see if we can make that happen. Oh, we don't have a producer this week.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, for the Halloween episode.
You know, I produced real good.
Just fucking with you, Palmer. Just fucking with you.
Do it for the Halloween episode. We got to do something. We did Raven last year.
There you go. That's true. Make a bit out of it.
Yep.
So
so he
is there a website people can go to?
He chose the United
Michael
Nations.
Rooker doing the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, there you go.
He's raising money for the United Nations Refugee Agency or UNHCR.
Chicken sandwich at Tabasco sauce.
Just say cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
That's it. All right, I'm good. But blueberries.
Chocolate mousse cheesecake.
All right, I'm good.
Yeah, it's crowdrise.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cash.
Right there.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that's cute. That's nice.
Yeah, it's clever.
It's clever. It's for charity.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't make fun of
Go
it too
for
much.
it. No.
So
yes.
Ed, now I saw that you have in here that there's I think Ed, you better be careful, Jay. I see you, Jay. Careful.
What happened?
I don't know. You highlighted like 700 things suddenly.
No, I didn't. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you did. Thank you. I'm like, if you hit one button, we lose it all. Don't hit the button.
I'm fine.
Control Z.
Shut it down.
Undo.
Oh yeah, forget it then. No big deal.
Yeah.
Forgot about the undo.
Undo.
That's what Control Z means.
No, I know.
Okay. So anyway, heroichollywood.com is
Good for them.
saying that Cohen reports no scenes were deleted from Wonder Woman.
Good.
So Patty Jenkins, the director.
That's some lean directing, let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also kind of like,
Everything was so good.
I am sick of seeing a mediocre movie and then 2 months later being told, oh, there's an R-rated special edition that's an hour longer
Fair
that
enough.
makes it make sense and kind of like, makes it make sense and palatable.
Like James Cameron's
Yeah,
movies?
and that's not going to...
Like if you hear somebody's editing James Cameron's movies. Oh, come on, man.
It was pretty good as is. But
Yeah.
no, that's cool. That's cool that she's not kind of she doesn't have anything left on the table anyway. Because sometimes, you know what, not for nothing these days, and not like you don't really. Sometimes you don't glean anything from any of these just deleted scenes or any of this. It's like, okay, they trimmed it for time. Okay, I get it because it's just literally.
How do we know that this is
superficial.
an issue of behind the scenes? Warner has been pissing this woman off, so she says, you know what? They want to make this movie crappy? Fine. Then I'm going to leave all the crappy stuff in.
No, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that, Bob.
Her career's on the line.
Please don't say that.
Bob,
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, Ed. I'm sorry, buddy.
he's like, I'm so close to this thing being amazing.
It comes out Thursday.
Yeah.
It comes out 5 days, guys.
Yeah. And we're going to go see
We're almost
it.
there.
And
We're almost there.
Yeah, and we're going to go see it. So
Yeah, we're probably going to do a special standalone episode for that, like we did for
Guardians.
Guardians. So, all right. So that's cool. That's good to know. It's very lean. You got nothing extras to really kind of be looking forward to, or any. If you don't like it, some kind of great hope on the horizon in the DVD.
yeah.
And
I just want to. I just hope that the best thing about the movie isn't the scene I found online with that guy who put his daughter into the movie.
I would think not. I don't know what that is, but I would
remember
think
we
not.
did it. We did it here. We talked about it here. Remember, he put his little 3-year-old daughter. They made her an outfit.
Yeah.
Right. So. All right. Never mind.
No.
All right. Do me a favor. Edit that out later.
Meanwhile,
So yeah, you remember a couple weeks ago when they announced Sony is going to do a Venom movie that's separate from their Spider-Man movies?
yeah. That doesn't have Spider-Man in it, probably. I mean, maybe, but
Is George Foreman going to be Venom?
So they've also announced another project that's going to be a team-up movie.
What? With who?
With Silver Sable.
What?
And Black Cat.
Oh my God! It's everybody I didn't want in a movie together by themselves.
Okay.
Black Cat, maybe.
Black Cat, I remember from the '90s Spider-Man cartoon.
relax, man. Come on.
Could
Well,
someone?
at least Black Cat is being
She's
teamed
hot,
up.
Black Cat.
So
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she is a watered down Catwoman.
Yeah.
But
It's
at least for that reason,
yeah. I mean, he's not
for that
wrong.
reason. Yeah, for that reason, it's probably good that she's being teamed up with somebody.
And that's a bad sign.
Okay, all right.
Well,
Because Silver Sable, like as a concept,
Okay.
has more going on.
Okay, as a DC fanboy here.
We're not explaining this to you, Ed.
Who's-
You're a comics fan first. You're supposed to know a little bit about everything, and then you're covered across the
Yeah,
board.
yes.
That's where I'm at, dude.
Okay,
No,
this
I'm
is a
only kidding.
blind.
I'm only fucking with you.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
is there
Failings.
something in that local beer you're drinking?
It must be. I'm all hopped up on the hops. It's got wit.
That's what it is.
It's American wit.
That's what it is. It's giving you wit
Were they
now.
getting to play Black? No cast.
No casting yet. It's just been announced
No,
that it's going forward.
And Gina Prince Bythewood, the director of Beyond the Lights, has been tapped to direct.
Oh, wonderful.
Which was a great Kanye West video, by the way. Or is that a different song? But here's the thing, okay? Silver Sable is like a mercenary chick who runs like this big global kind of like mercenary outfit type thing, if I remember correctly. And she's like mega rich from it or whatever. It's some over the toppy really superhero comic booky world kind of stuff. She basically like runs her own mercenary version of S.H.I.E.L.D., I guess you could
She's
say.
kind of like a badass Batman chick, kind of almost.
Yeah, a badass female Nick Fury, but like mercenary.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. With the money of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of like a crazy cool concept. You could probably make something out of that on its
Let
own.
her, yeah.
You know, just on that. You don't need to team her with anybody. If you're just looking at like, oh,
Yeah, but they probably. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
But they probably are thinking that she can't be carrying a show on her own.
Yeah,
Because no one really knows her as well as Black Cat. So to team
Right.
her up with Black Cat
right.
is
an attempt.
to like build up Black Cat
Right.
with Sable's story.
Right. Which just goes to show you they have no clue what's going on.
Right.
Because Black Cat is so weak that you know what I mean?
Well,
Just you know.
this may be another rights thing because Black Cat I always thought of as a supporting character in Spider-Man.
Well, it's exactly what she
Yeah.
What
is.
is Silver Sable's connection to Spider-Man, and how would Sony have the rights to her?
I think
Well, she was in.
I think she most of her appearances run there, and I would
Yeah.
guess that her first appearance might run in there.
think you're
But for
right.
whatever reason, in that stable of characters, she's in the dibbies. Like they dibbied them up, you know. And
Yeah, you know what? You might be right. She might have been somebody that Norman Osborn hired to take out Spider-Man
exactly.
or something like that.
I mean, you know, she was in and out definitely during the '90s with him, with running into like these crazy like long run storylines they would do.
back further.
But her original appearances and stuff are from the '80s for sure.
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah, that I remember.
Because I remember seeing her in the old school Marvel Universe books, which was all the character listings. And I hadn't seen any of her appearances, but I just would see her character in there and be like, oh my God, Silver Sable.
Yeah.
Turn the page, Stilt Man. You know what I mean?
I still have all those,
I
too.
still have I have the newer ones over here. We could have fun with that, where I have the binders.
Oh, just
They came out as graphic novels
Yeah.
sometime in the early 90s, I think. I have
The
that
80s
run.
stuff came out in graphic
Yeah.
novels, and then they started doing it again. And then they did it like this,
Oh,
which
my
was all
God.
these pre-packs that you would buy,
Oh, look
and
at
then you
that.
insert them into these binders you would buy separately.
well, that was like
I have
the-
three.
Oh, that's cool.
laminated photo
And this
quality
isn't all of
pages.
them that
When
came
was
out.
when was this?
So this was during the 90s. I don't know for
that was
exactly
like
what year.
Didn't DC do
Wow.
the same thing, similar thing with Who's Who?
Very similar. Very similar. Very similar. Wouldn't be surprised.
You have them all?
Wouldn't be surprised if DC did it first or whatever. I have 3 binders like this, about the same thickness. This is not all of them.
Okay.
But they would come out with like 25 pages in it.
Yeah.
A to Z.
That's cool.
But it would always like, so you'd have to.
You have to buy the inserts to add in more.
Well, the thing it wasn't like, oh, we did all the A's. Now here's all the B's. Here's all the C's. You would constantly have to be like, wasn't no easy way to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was like they were trying to make it like card collecting, but with like full pages.
Right.
Of a binder.
Right. It made you always want to get the next one because you don't know who's going to be in it.
And meanwhile, you were just really pissed off at them for making you buy 15 of the same friggin' S page to get that. Yeah, but what you're looking for
I think
is
that's
that
a better
L
way
page.
of doing it.
Well, we're deviating a little bit, but because I'm a nerd, I'll get into it. So the problem with this format, though, is that you're getting one character per page, per card, no matter what. Whereas in the old school style, and for Who's Who, they used to do this too, where it was a comic book format.
Yeah.
You could get maybe 2 pages worth of backstory because a character would have a lot information about him.
And if it was a major character, you got like 3 pages.
So now in this version, it's so super condensed that what you get in the biography, which is what you would get this long run of just Captain America from 1940 to present day, this real long but like condensed encapsulation of everything that happened to him.
Right.
Now you just get this greatest hits bibliography, which is like first appearance, origin issue, significant issues, and then that's the length of it here. So it's like, Tales to Astonish, number 109, and then like it jumps to some shit in the 80s. Like, so... it's kind of cool. I keep it laying around here because at one point I was like, maybe we could figure out a bit where, like, it's some kind of like someone else will flip it open and be like, tell me everything you know about this guy. And I'll be like, I know nothing.
No, but it is cool if they introduce new characters. All they have to do is just send you another page.
Well, that would be it.
Yeah.
Like, eventually they would catch up and it'd be like, well, they would just change the format again on you. But we were in the middle of the news, I think.
Sorry. Oh, actually, we just finished. That was pretty much the news.
Oh my gosh, we finished up the news. The news. So right about now, we kind of we go back to the chat room for that game.
So the chat room game was other Fight Club rules.
Yeah,
and we only got 2 responses.
That's all we need.
Both from Chad and V, which are no biting off someone's ear.
That's good though. That's good though. Mike Tyson's not happy about it.
And no kissing the opponent.
That's pretty good.
I can add.
Okay.
The 9th rule of Fight Club: don't make us invoke any of the rules of Fight Club.
That's pretty good. It's basically like don't break the rules of Fight Club, which fits in with the whole.
Wesley didn't chime in.
No, he was having problems with his computer.
Yeah, he was.
He had
earlier
like
in
a
the
shutdown. He had to move to a tablet, and he's trying to. Yeah, so he's going through a lot right now.
Okay.
Our thoughts and
Wesley.
prayers. Our thoughts and prayers.
Our thoughts and prayers.
Do you know who I'm making fun of there, Bill? You know who that is?
It's every fucking politician ever.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the Raiders. No, doesn't ring a bell.
No,
it's Chris Berman. He was an ESPN Sports Center anchor for years and years.
Fuck you, Ed.
He was.
I know who he is. As soon as you said Chris Berman, I know who he is. But I don't know why.
He could go. Oh, wait.
That guy?
Yeah. They just forced him into retirement.
Is that okay? So.
Because no one's ever going to hear her on the job sitting on their ass talking into a microphone.
So now, why is that funny, or why is that connected to the thing? What am I missing?
Because that was the thing he used to always say. He'd give this big long thing, and at the very end, just go, and our thoughts and prayers are with we're with DeBrickashaw Ferguson's mother.
But why would you think that I would pull him out?
I don't know.
Everybody says thoughts and prayers. It's the easiest fucking cop out.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say because it seems like the latest thing is everyone.
But he says it in a certain way
pissed
every
off.
time.
Everyone is pissed off about what happened over in Manchester.
Oh yeah, but
and they're responding with thoughts and prayers, and now people are being pissed off because it's all BS.
Yeah. Well, this is
about
it's the most recent episode of it, but in the last couple of big world events like that, that's where it started. Where people were like, "That's all you people fucking say is just thoughts and prayers. You don't change anything. You don't do anything about anything. You just kind of have this." And then you go back to business as usual.
Trailer trash, everybody.
Oh my God! Let's. I got no music for it. I'll give it this. It's not trashy at all, and it's usually outro music, but there's that.
Cash!
So
I could always break out a little Deliverance.
Well, usually we do, but you're having an ice cream sandwich, so I didn't want to come between you and a snack. Behind the curtains, folks.
So you made me watch an international trailer this week.
People.
That's it. Tearing it down.
That's how I know it's 7:45 when you grab an ice cream sandwich.
Bob needs his 45-minute snack. So, I don't think it's like that clockwork.
No, it's 7:10 and then 7:45.
It's in the window. It's in that window. I was like, come on. Yes, and I'm sorry that I made you watch an international trailer this week.
Okay.
I know that, but it wasn't from Canada. So that's all that matters.
It's not good enough for Merc. It's not good enough for me.
Well, tough titties. So
just deal with it,
I
man.
want to talk about it. That this week in the trailer trash, we've got Spider-Man in there, and they had 2 trailers this week. In case you didn't see both of them, and that's why I want to talk about it. Because specifically, I want to talk about the issue of a local trailer, whatever, an American trailer, and an international trailer. And sometimes that they usually don't differ this much. Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
But I found like these were 2 different trailers.
Well, the international trailers tend to do a lot more plot summary.
Right.
And really focus on fleshing out the story.
Right.
Which is exactly what I don't want from a trailer.
Well, that's because you're right, because you don't want to get too spoiled.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel like you were giving too much away. And I think that was actually a reaction to both of these trailers. Was that people were saying that, like, oh, I feel like I know too much now, or you're giving away like cool shit. And that's always been the problem with trailers, I think.
It's just shit whore excuses to me.
Well, I think the thing is too. It's like the more badly you want to see something, the more likely it is that the trailer will feel like it's spoiling shit for you, as opposed to, I got it already. As opposed to, it's like, how did you do that? That was like magic. Never saw anybody pop a bottle cap off with a cigarette lighter.
No.
Welcome to life as a grown man. Spend an hour in a bar.
When you're 14 and you have a bottle of beer and you have no way to open it.
It's all right. I've been doing this.
Figure out things.
This is the one thing I can do in my life without a problem, usually like 90% of the time, as a manly thing. The one manly thing I can do. And then all my friends, like, they have a hard time. They can't do it really. They're like, they try like twice and they just hand it to me. Like, you do it. I'm like, wow, it's so hard. But I'll never be that guy that opens it with his teeth. Because that guy's an asshole. Just saying. But so the difference in these 2 trailers, if you're gonna go watch them, is one of them is focused more on the costume and the suit and how it's all teched up now. It's an Iron Man, it's a Tony Stark special, and the other trailer focuses more on Vulture and like what his story is. So you're right, the international trailer does give you more story.
Yeah.
Which I kind of liked. I don't feel like I got the whole thing. I don't think anything was really spoiled for me in this particular one. But you're right, I can see how. Because you're going to get more story, that can actually, in some cases, ruin things.
Yeah, you do see a lot more. You also see a lot more of the Tony Stark influence, which is already there heavily.
Yeah, in both of those trailers.
Well, don't you think, though, that maybe a few years ago we would have seen tons of trailers like this international trailer here in the States?
Right.
We've actually become a bit tired of that, and I think there was a bit of an outcry. And so we're getting less like that now.
Also, I think, too, they might
I also think, to a certain extent, they're getting wise to the fact that you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I think for international audiences, maybe they feel like they have to for some reason.
I think with certain movies, too, that they'd also know that, well, we'll put out 2 trailers, and because it's a YouTube world now, the international version will get plenty of traction on its own, and it's just that much more conversation for them to have and push out our brand. And for a machine like Marvel/Disney, / Spider-Man kind of thing, it's like Star Wars too. Like Star Wars will have international trailers, like that'll pop up with a new trailer sometimes, and it's like, oh, that one, okay, all the text is in Japanese, but like look at all these cool shots you didn't see any other way. And websites go crazy for that shit. That's that's clicks, baby.
But the one thing to appreciate with the Spider-Man trailers is that each one does come from a different angle. And you do feel like there's a lot of different sides to this movie.
Yeah, there's enough to keep you busy.
Yeah, there's reasons for people to watch both trailers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think because we've had this in the trailer trash before, we're all cash on this one. Jay, would you like to give it an official?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So Wind River.
Ooh, now this is an interesting one.
So this is Jeremy Renner.
This movie,
Bob didn't see this one, but it's Jeremy Renner in the woods, and I didn't think it was going to look any good.
Yeah, it's like, is it Alaska or is it the?
Yeah, I think it's Alaska. It's like the north. He says it's the northernmost part of America, so it's got to be pretty high up in Alaska. Yeah. But
Tim Elizabeth Olsen,
and she's an FBI agent. He's a local trapper, or he's
a tracker.
Right? Yeah. But he works in like I think he's like a Fed agent in that like Parks Department or something like that. He's on official level, I think, not like investigative agency or anything like that. I just mean like
He's a game tracker. He hunts large animals
privately.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, is he a game warden type? That's what I'm saying. Like an official capacity for the state.
Yeah,
I don't know, but because that's what I was confused about. But point being that some dude dies. It's a murder mystery, but there's a lot of gunplay going on. It looks like a lot of high tension, high stakes. I really didn't think it was going to look any good.
Well, it looks good. It looks very good, actually.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that would have been an amazing movie in 1993. And
like it would have been revolutionary.
Would be a thrilling TV show in like 2011. I think visually this looks very interesting.
I think it looks good for Jeremy Renner too. In general, like he needs something to pull him up. Some kind of performance or movie.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough
to begin with.
I don't think outside of Avengers, I don't think he really gets enough play or respect. Maybe
he was that fill-in for Jason Bourne in that one Bourne movie.
That's what I mean. Like that didn't kind of work out for him. He's kind of like second toast in the Mission Impossible stuff. Yeah. He's good in that. Don't get me wrong, but like
even the movies he was nominated for, Hurt Locker and The Town, he's phenomenal in The Town.
Yeah.
I think this is good.
Looks
like a really good, like, outdoors in the snow fucking thriller. It's the guy that wrote Sicario and Hell or High Water. Yes. So we're dealing with a really good screenwriter.
I think you're getting something that's almost, at least from the trailer or something, I got that's almost Coen Brothers, Fargo kind of thing, without all the kooky characterization, obviously, but something that's kind of like obviously very super outdoorsy, but it's might be plotting, and slow burnish.
To me, this seems very by the numbers procedural.
Oh yeah, I think that's in there too.
And
how will it be different is the real question.
Yeah, and it feels like you know what it's weird, like with shows like Fargo, the stuff like FX has been putting out. Over the last few years, this feels a lot more like a TV show than a movie, and that's kind of what's throwing me off here.
Okay.
I mean, the players who are interested all intrigue me, but I think I'm going to trash this one.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean, if it comes down to will you spend movie to go see it? If you'll spend, that's the question. Will you spend money to go see it?
And I'm definitely open to changing my mind, and another trailer might do that. But for right now, I'm holding on to my cash.
Alrighty then.
Fuck that, Bill.
You're gonna go in?
I'm going in for it. This is the kind of stuff I like, man. Okay. I mean, definitely. I mean, you're right though. When movies like One False Move, it's kind of like that kind of territory. Stuff that Billy Bob used to write. The Gift was another one. Do you remember that?
Ice Station Zebra.
No, that's something.
Sorry.
I
don't even know what that is. I just
you don't even know what that is. You can't even back your shit up.
I know basics. It's more like Witness.
That's a great movie. You ever see Ice Station?
Yeah, many times.
It is a very.
There's a reason why it's in my vernacular because it's a great movie. I mean, I've seen it, but it's obviously like I can drop it.
No,
this is like Lone Star. To me, it's like Lone Star in the snow.
But I like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You know, you want to see a really good taut drama. I mean, Sicario and Hell or High Water is enough to get the cash out of me because those are two really terrific films. You know, a couple of the better films in the last few years, I'd say.
Yeah.
So it's got my cash. I like those actors and I like this writer. So we'll see how he does directing.
It's gonna be a pass for me unless, like I said, unless some other trailer comes out. So I'm not going to sweat it too much.
Well, two people are wrong.
maybe the one guy who says the other two are wrong is the one who was wrong about the other guys being wrong.
I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong. May not always be right, but I'm never wrong, Bill.
It's all a matter of degrees, man. It's all a matter of degrees.
Cheezycake. No. I thought we missed it for an episode.
I thought we got rid of that guy. I thought we were
never get rid of me, Bill.
I thought we got tired of that guy.
Cheezycake.
Okay.
Give me a shot, boy. You have to wait till Jay's larynx ruptures. Then you'll get a break.
I was under the weather this week. That's why I can't do it as good.
So a bit of a conversation, a bit of a consternation. Send in emails if you want to. Do we put trailers in here for TV or not? So it's a question Jay raised because I put Ozark in here, which is a Netflix show coming along, and so
you're not really caching.
Correct. The question then changes, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's a fair question. So this is an issue that I had with changing up Trailer Park. trailer trash, because it was like, well, what's the best trailer of the week? Because if we're only doing movies and all these other trailers come out for things that look really fucking cool.
Oh, so you want to change the name of the trailer park?
Well, just that, like, that's why for a couple of weeks there I was like, well, let's just make it trailer of the week.
Right.
Because it was like, this wiggle room. But so send in emails if you got ideas or opinions or thoughts on that. We'll leave it open to you guys a little bit. What do you think we should do with it? Get involved with the whole plan. James is in the room now. He's late. I mean, he's always catching the back half of the show anyway. But James will have to catch the first half of the show on Monday.
I addressed you earlier today.
But don't tell him what you said.
No, I'm not going to say it. Let him go and listen.
He'll have to wait.
You go listen.
With bated breath.
You and your late ass.
So, anyway.
So, did anyone see Ozark?
I saw the trailer for Ozark, and guess what? Some creepy shit right there.
Yeah.
You got Justine Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
Well, I was going to say Justine Bateman's brother.
Uh-huh.
But no one remembers Justine Bateman, so
I
they
do.
wouldn't know who.
She's hot, man.
I know. Mothery. Anybody?
Besides Alex.
Yo, Alex.
Spirit of Columbus.
You might have had to go through your garbage, Mrs. P. So I'm getting episode specific now. All right. So
Scott Valentine, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the late great Scott Valentine, who's not probably dead. But I hope not.
My Demon Lover. That was his only film. No, he did another horror
that's
film.
right.
Too. He did a movie called Dead Time Stories too.
I might have seen. I saw one of them. Anyway,
My Demon Lover.
So Ozark is a show coming.
Still alive.
Ed
Scott
just looked him up.
Valentine is still alive.
Of course he is. We just,
We're gonna have to play around.
It was his career he was talking about.
Yeah. He hasn't worked since 2010, but he's still alive.
Fair enough. All right. So here's the thing. I thought it was really good. I feel like Jason Bateman's a guy who, like, his comedy. Like, if you're gonna sit there and say, like, oh well, he's a comedian kind of actor. I don't see him in a drama like this, because this is like a dark kind of tense, serious thing. Like I can only see him in comedies. I'm like, well, to my comment to that is that he doesn't ever play the goofball in comedy stuff usually. Like 99% of the stuff.
He's usually the straight guy.
Absolutely.
But
like
he's funny as the straight guy.
Absolutely.
Which is,
Yeah.
But he's got those dramatic chops. I know he's got them.
I think every scene with Jason Bateman, like, if you change the background music, you could probably turn it into a horror story.
Yeah.
Like with those goofy edits you can do, you know what I mean? And have a lot of fun with something like that.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, he's so straight all the time that, I don't think it's much of a stretch. I mean, if you told me Will Ferrell was in something like this.
Yeah.
Or some, like, that fucking Lifetime movie he did, which was supposedly abysmal. Him and I forget who
Kristen
it was.
Wiig.
Kristen Wiig. They did like a dead serious fucking Lifetime movie that was on like few months ago.
And that was the problem, because they played it straight, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
And because I think the two of them might have been too much. Like, if you had him and somebody else, or her and somebody else, it probably wouldn't have felt as visually awkward.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think they might have been trying to play off of his success as a more serious actor, although he hasn't really been in serious movies
ever
as a serious actor.
No, he
should.
Like
Stranger
like
Than
the Lego
Fiction.
movie. Lego movie was like a serious role. For him.
What?
No, it's in the
not
kids.
really.
It's
No.
over the top villain in a kids movie.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but he's talking about the scene at the end.
Right.
What about that? He has a breakdown and like had some emotional shit.
What was the film where he was in?
Have you seen the Lego movie?
Oh, at the end it goes real, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, at the end it goes real,
right. Okay, that's true. I kind of did forget about
Right.
that. But
You know what I mean? So maybe they're trying to, like, off of his success, playing serious. They're trying to put him in that position.
Oh, that's definitely the idea.
And her, this is supposed to be a role for her to be more of a serious comedian.
for both of them.
They sold that movie as like, oh, it's these really big comedians. They're going to do a Lifetime movie.
That was it.
And you're going to think,
yeah.
oh, this is going to be some fun spin on a Lifetime movie where we get like this
tongue-in-cheek parody thing. Yeah,
and
I
then you
kind of
watch it,
thought.
you're like, no, it's just another shitty Lifetime movie.
It's just fucking. Yeah, sorry to break it to you.
So yeah, Ozark. What did you think of this, Jay?
I thought it was decent. I could have done without the rap music.
The trailer doesn't give you a whole lot either, though.
Yeah, the story seems interesting. My actual beef is the way the trailer's made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I know it's going for a mood and a tone, and then it's got a hip hop track over it that's got like a certain mood and a tone, but it's not quite the right mood and tone.
And that feels like an executive's note. Like this is just way too white.
Well,
we need to have some way to appeal to a broader audience. We need to make this 4-quadrant, and since it's all white people on the screen, you've got to have a hip hop label soundtrack going under this.
I think it was for whatever reason.
And I doubt any of that music will show up in the series.
No,
I hope
I
not.
do too. I feel like it's all presentation for the trailer, and I agree that like there was a juxtaposition there where I was like, this doesn't feel like the right thing for this track. Like I definitely noticed and felt that too. Where it was about like I haven't seen a single black person in it, nor is this urban in any way. And I know I shouldn't make that full on connection between both, like music and like movies. Like they're forms of art. It shouldn't really matter, but they still have to work together anyway. And these two kind of didn't, so I did feel a disconnect on that. Yeah. But overall, I'm interested to see what it is because it's Jason Bateman.
Yeah, well,
so
kind of like putting a similar soundtrack to Fargo.
Yeah, basically.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because it looks pretty much like a rural noir.
Yeah, and it's not like some upbeat hip hop track, but it just doesn't work with this particular thing. Even as far as hip hop tracks go, like you could have found a better hip hop track.
Yeah,
you
so
know what I mean?
As a show, I'm very interested in this.
That's the point.
As a trailer, I trash it.
Yeah, okay. As a trailer, you trash it, but the question is, are you going to watch it?
Probably.
I'm going to agree with Ed, 100% on that.
Wonders never cease.
There you go. But we can't say cash. What do we say on that then?
Not
click,
pass.
click, click.
Oh. Well, the phrase is Netflix and chill, so chill.
Flicks it.
Flicks.
Can I keep my pants on?
Yes. You just have to watch from the other room though, over like from a distance.
That just makes it creepier.
Yeah, it was like the one time like I didn't want to play strip poker because I was embarrassed or whatever as a kid, and like they were all gonna play. Well, you can't sit in the room then. I'm like, fuck, but these girls are hot. Fuck. All right, whatever. Fuck you guys. Anyway, that's how that went.
Gotta play, man.
Fuck it. Turns out it all fell apart anyway because somebody was cheating. The boys were cheating and they got caught.
Well, that's the purpose.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it was like I have a fucking Porky's movie because
like you never played strip poker before. Of course you cheat.
It was all new to me. Like how it actually goes down, and I didn't really think.
I got a royal flush. Yeah, well, I got a pair. That beats a royal flush.
Yeah, because girls don't know how to play poker.
Yeah. But I think they didn't know that Alan knew that she knew how to
the
play.
80s. You gotta love the 80s.
And the last one's going to be Valarian, because Valarian had a new trailer out, the last trailer for Valarian, which just blew my mind even more.
Yeah, now, I've been saying this about this movie all the time, and not so much on this show, but other people...
so there's no proof.
Have been very... No, other people I've talked to have been very iffy on this movie. Because
understandable.
Luc Besson, whatever.
They can go scratch.
I just think this looks gorgeous. And this is... The effects in this are the closest... I've seen to real, as in terms of like just the texture and it looks incredible, and I'm really looking forward.
You know, I've said it on here a while ago, and I feel like the only two franchises that we get are really like Star Wars and Star Trek, and everything else keeps trying, or new concepts will come, or they'll repackage some old thing and try and bring it back, like Dune, like, you know what I mean? But like, we don't have any other real kind of sci-fi space related franchise that has any longevity. Like, we get all these action franchises that keep coming back. We have all these superhero
Fast and
franchises.
Furious.
Very, very true.
You know what I mean? But like outside of like two. And even one of them just rebooted, and it's all kind of like mixed now. The whole Star Trek thing in the theaters. So it's like I've been hungry for something to kind of get some legs behind it and really kind of take off, and so maybe this will be it, because I know there's plenty of material to comb through this, and this newest trailer looks like just 10 times more amazing than the last one did.
To be fair, Bill, they do try this every couple of years.
No, I know.
We get a space
it's always
epic.
some bullshit
It's
thing.
always Jupiter ascending.
Yeah.
Yes. Which it's another one of these where it's like, it's got pieces, it's got parts, it's got things that I like that work, but then
It's just that one was the story was flat. The visuals were great.
Yes. And the bad guy.
Oh, Eddie Redmayne.
Talk like this.
That guy won an Oscar for playing Stephen Hawking, and then followed it up with
By playing
that.
Stephen Hawking, like at like 22, like I wasn't completely frozen in this. But I talked like this.
I didn't see it. I want to though.
It's got Mila Kunis. Watch it.
Well, there you go. Cash.
Yeah, it had a lot of potential, but it also had Channing
Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Well, Channing Tatum's fine, but Channing Tatum in whiskers.
Tattoo
I
Chateau.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like he was like a refugee from someone's Thundercats movie.
Hey.
Someone's failed Thundercats movie. He did. He looked like he should have been like an extra in a Thundercats movie.
He looked like he was.
We love the Thundercats around here, okay?
He looked
No,
like
we love Mumra.
he looked
We
like
love Panthro. We love Tigra. Okay.
He looked like he was in the musical Cats and was only like halfway through taking his makeup off.
They did his hair and his contacts, and that was it.
Yeah.
And a little fur on the chin.
Yeah, right. And the soul patch.
Maybe
we
they
got no
rewrote
time.
the script according to that look. Oh, wait. Don't make a Thundercats movie. Let's make this fucked up Jupiter film.
Yeah, really.
That movie is why I will never accept him as Gambit.
Yeah, well, it's that and some other things, but you're right. No, it is watching him in that try to be like the action hero thing, and maybe it was because it was that.
And it's the Wachowskis. That was a Wachowski movie.
Oh yeah.
The stuff they've put out since the first Matrix. It's like
What's going on?
the Matrix
guys?
sequels, Speed Racer, Cloud Atlas.
And Speed Racer.
If
I
you
think
like that movie, I will fucking fight you.
Which
Jay.
one?
A Cloud Atlas.
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
I have.
But when he does, he'll like it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I have not seen Speed Racer. I have not seen Cloud Atlas. I have not seen Jupiter Ascending. And those are three films I would probably like go to the theater and see, but I've never seen them.
I saw Speed Racer.
It wasn't.
I didn't pay to see Speed Racer, but I saw Speed Racer. But it was okay.
The thing was, I was a huge fan of the film Bound.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And I thought that was not just because it had a really good narrative to that film.
Yeah.
The gangster shit that goes on in that movie too is great.
No, it's really good.
And then when The Matrix came out, that blew me away. But even Matrix 2 and 3, for the flaws that it has, it's still a pretty decent sci-fi thing.
There's still great stuff in there.
But I still think that they have some really good movies left in them. It's just that from what I've heard of these three films, Speed Racer, Cloud Atlas, and Jupiter.
Yeah, because Cloud Atlas has its defenders, but it's like it's another thing that looks great, but just I defy you to explain that plot to me.
All right.
It's just
it's funny. I have them on Blu-ray. I will watch them.
Just read the book.
You don't have them on Betamax?
No.
From the chat room, Chad NV wants to say thanks, Jay. He's been watching Brick. He just started watching it. And he likes it, and he likes it so far.
That was my recommendation to him a couple weeks ago.
I'll make a note for myself too about that.
Yeah, Brick is really, really good.
I do remember you mentioning it.
Yeah, anybody that's really interested in seeing what Rian Johnson has done, this is our new Star Wars director.
Yeah.
Watch Brick and watch Looper.
Yeah. I love Looper. I thought Looper was very
great
good.
stuff. Two great movies. That's why I feel this new Star Wars we're getting, I think we're going to go off into something else.
Yeah, and he also did the two best episodes of Breaking Bad. He did The Fly and Ozymandias.
Oh, okay.
Ozymandias, I think is the way they pronounce it.
Ozymandias?
But
Sean Ray.
That Fly episode is...
I still got
Which one is the Fly
finish
episode?
those.
That's the one
Where
where...
I guess he came and went.
That's the one where Walt and
Jesse
are locked in the lab, and there's a fly.
It's gonna
taint
taint something.
It's,
Walter's all
right.
freaking out because it's gonna taint the batch.
But they spend the whole episode trying to get this fly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Right, because they're in the middle of cleaning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Fucking Emmy nominated, for that bullshit. No, I'm only kidding. I loved it at the time.
Yeah.
I might skip that one to this week on the rewatch. All right, so that's gonna wrap that up. That's gonna wrap it up for Trailer Trash. Let's jump right into the meanwhiles. We are taking a little long to get the stuff, but we'll.
Meanwhile,
and I'll finish it for you.
Yeah.
Have a Rolling Rock.
I'll finish my first one, and I'll jump into my second one, and then
go have a Deer Hunter beer, and then we'll sing "I Love You." I Can't Take My Eyes Off You by Frankie Valli.
Too Good to Be True.
That's the scene in the Deer Hunter where they're all
saying
taking
the song
rolls.
is Too Good to Be True. I think.
That's why I call it the Deer Hunter
Can't
beer.
take my eyes off of you.
You're just like...
Having to touch.
So who's doing Meanwhile first, Bo?
I want to fuck you. It's the list is the list, my
I
friend.
want to love you long time.
Ed, you're up top.
Okay.
Is that your De Niro? Put an empty chamber that gun.
So I
Wow.
I have not been. I have not been to the movies yet this week.
Okay.
Shocking.
Lot of DC shows.
You got the shakes?
Yeah, check out the reports. Stuff went down. I have a really cool theory for Arrow season 6.
Okay. Good for you.
People check out my Twitter.
Okay.
If you want to pitch.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 shows I did binge all of Feud. Betty and Joan.
Yes.
That
looks great from the commercials. I totally kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, it's on FX now. It's only there for like another 3 weeks. So
okay, get it while you can.
Get it while you can before you have to wait another 6 months before it shows up on a streaming service. But Susan Sarandon and Jessica Lange, Alfred Molina. It's about the making of What Happened to Baby Jane with Betty Davis and Joan Crawford.
And how these two...
What a cast, huh?
Yes, yeah, and it goes from there through the rest of their careers. Which, unfortunately, this is not a
lot.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, and it's created by Ryan Murphy. He did American Horror Story and People vs. O.J. Simpson. And
The Shield?
Yeah. And The Shield, yes. And it's...
I keep waiting for him to do something cool again. I'm only kidding. No, but this is really good, though, right? I mean,
yes, it's really fun. It's really interesting characters, and it's fun to see them go at it. From a story perspective, don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
But it's just this kind of thing to see these guys go at it is just it. I would even say this is almost a guilty pleasure.
Well, it seems like that kind of thing where it's like, it's that dark comedy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very dark. You know what I mean? They basically... The trailers, they look like they want to fucking murder each other.
Well, and it gets to a point where it's like soap opera level, like, she didn't.
Right.
She did? And then you're like you're going online.
like doing
into
research.
Wikipedia, like, this can't be true.
She really didn't do this. And it's like, oh, no. Yeah, she did.
And how come I've never heard of Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte?
All right. All right. So recommendation?
Recommendation.
Sure.
The next one, I'm only 2 episodes in, but I will probably have it finished by the end of next week, is Brockmire.
Right. Hank Azaria?
An IFC show.
This is a great character.
Yes. He's been doing this character for about a decade now.
Right.
Which is an old-timey baseball announcer. And one of those guys who just always talks like this in the field, and the kind of premise is that
Martinez, 2 on the outside.
Yes. But just watch this for the first 5 minutes. It's an opening scene of him locking himself in the booth with a bottle of whiskey, just chugging it, talking about this story about how he walked in on his wife in the middle of an orgy. But the great part about that compared to other versions of this that are on YouTube is like it's so straight, and he goes through the whole thing very methodically and never, ever stops.
Jay is puffing his cigar like it's a fucking blunt.
I'm waiting for him to roach that thing.
I haven't been in this big a cloud of smoke since I ran up in Shaolin temples out Wu-Tang Central when I was in Concord High School.
A good cigar is a good cigar.
You were
we
really
had to stop the
enjoying
show
that
for a
cigar.
second.
I enjoy them all the time.
The nub is the best part, right?
It is. It's like just really
It's
good.
because you know why? Because it's all the extra resins. It's marinated.
It's right
That's
there.
where all the extra cancer
That's where
is.
all the... it's wonderful.
Filters. What a bad idea. Anyway.
So as I was saying, in the beginning of that scene, Hank Azaria keeps talking about what he just saw his wife doing.
Okay.
But never stops calling the game.
Oh, that's
So
the
it's
best.
like, my wife called herself a sexual astronaut. Ball 3 counts now 3 and 2.
Right. All this kind of shit.
I walked in on her sucking a man's cock. Slow it outside.
Right, yeah, just a bit outside. That's funny too, because I saw some of him not too recently where he was talking about the genesis for this, and I was like, I got to catch that. That sounds amazing. So, but he was doing it while he was talking. He was like, well, it started like this, just a bit where these guys are unbreakable. They'll just talk about anything, but never let you not hear the score. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, yeah.
My wife
that's
just
kind of
filed
the
papers.
rule,
My
you
wife
know?
just filed papers of divorce from me. Martinez, second base, still holding. Like this kind of thing.
Think about it. They talk about guys who are stuck in a booth maybe for 3-4 hours.
And
if
this
it
is so
goes
true.
into extra innings.
It's one of the worst things about baseball. It's like that's why like some people don't even listen to baseball when it's on. They just
How
just
what's
leave
his
the
name?
TV
Joe
on, turn
Joe
the-
Buck got himself in trouble a couple
for-
of times.
letting his mouth wander.
Yeah.
I bet.
He got suspended, I think, twice from baseball.
I'm just gonna say anybody named Joe Buck is probably a jerk off. I'm just gonna say.
Or a porn star.
Yeah, making a ton of money on ESPN.
Yeah.
Despite his mouth.
Fair enough.
He's Fox.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway,
so
that's also a recommendation.
2 episodes recommendation. And where is that? Where can people?
IFC.
IFC. Okay, because I knew. Yeah, I was wondering where that was.
All the episodes are up and it's still there. I don't know how long. It's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
a
there.
character he's been doing for a long time. He's got it down to a pat. So this is fun stuff, I'm sure.
Jay,
Yeah.
you saw The Covenant too,
Yes, I did.
and then like I didn't, Bob didn't, but Ed did,
All right.
and so Ed said some shit last week.
I throw myself at the mercy of the court.
Well, you gave it 3 American. You did give it a recommendation, so
Yes.
I won't come down too hard. But you better put some relish and mustard on those fucking American tacos, my friend. No, I enjoyed Alien Covenant a lot. In fact, I think that it actually makes Prometheus a better film.
I would
it
agree
ties,
with that.
It ties a lot of the ties up a lot of the
Loose ends or
the loose ends that it had.
and,
Yes.
and answers some questions.
Right.
Now,
Now,
lingering questions.
Does it explain why Prometheus felt like it was going in slow motion?
No,
No.
I didn't feel Prometheus was going in slow motion.
Yeah.
though. I felt
I kind of did. I felt like it was
because
way too slow.
Prometheus kind of had the same feel as the first Alien did, where things were happening slow,
yeah,
and then boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
it's a tension.
Right. Now, I'm going to say that this is, and I think you said this too, that this is probably the best Alien film since Aliens, you said.
Yes.
Now, I'll probably agree with that, because I do like Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection more than most people, but they are better than those films. I mean, this is going back to form
Yeah.
for Ridley Scott. The thing is that people should really go out and see Alien Covenant on the big screen. This is a big, big sci-fi film.
It's filmed with a lot of scope and
Exactly. There's so much shit going on that I feel that if people don't go and see it, they're going to miss something. When you go and they watch it on Blu-ray, have a big fucking TV, man, because these
And
ships
sit
are big.
close.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think it's a really good sci-fi frontier film.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think that there's a couple of things that I did have a problem with. The way they wrapped up certain scenarios where they're on a ship. They have to sleep another 7 years before they get to another planet that they're trying to settle on.
Okay.
But then they wake up and then they find this other distress call, and they go to another planet and they go, oh well, maybe we should settle here. That was not tied up properly. You know what I mean? That wasn't executed properly. Is
The
what
whole
I'm saying.
deviating from the original
You know what I
plan.
mean?
Right.
But if you can get past that,
Okay.
you got a solid sci-fi film. It's beautiful. It's shot amazing. Everybody was great in it, and it was gory too. You know what I mean? There's some really good. I like the way they tied in Michael Fassbender into him being the engineer of the Alien as we know it.
Whoa!
Was
beautiful. Whoa!
That's a spoiler.
Whoa!
Well, we're
I
not
think-
doing spoilers.
I think I think
Whoa.
we just dropped a bomb there.
That's all right.
Whoa!
I will say Billy Crudup.
Whoa! Billy Crudup's in this?
No, stop.
Spoiler!
Sorry, brother.
Whoa!
Stop it.
Whoa!
Stop it.
You're
No,
not gonna go see it.
I
Anyway.
know. I already knew anyway.
It's one of those weird things where like I hate
What
that.
the fuck was that then?
I like Billy Crudup. I didn't know about the. No, I'm kidding. I knew about the Fassbender thing.
You
too.
know,
Kinda. Ed let it slip. There was a basement transmogrification machine or some bullshit, and then I read something else, and it kind of was like 1 + 2 = 5.
No,
and
I just
I know what
like
the
the
deal was.
transition of the fact that this android wipes out this engineer species, and he becomes the engineer. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ! Whoa, that's like another level to that now.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that he made this, but he wiped out the other
You know
ones.
what? Let's talk about something else then. You know, fuck you all.
So Billy Crudup.
Fair enough.
You know what, Ed? I can't do this with them here. I can't. I'd rather do.
That's it. I'm leaving the show.
What I was
Spin off.
What I was trying to
That's
say
it.
is,
Going back to Newark.
Let's do this on the Gotham Lights podcast. Let's talk about Alien Covenant.
Cheezycake.
Let's give Heno a run for his money.
Yeah, let's spoil Alien for those guys too.
If he listens, you will.
So
I'm only kidding.
You had a problem with Billy Crudup's character.
well, it just kind of, it's this weird hang-up where like I don't know if it's like I don't like that character because I think it's stupid and he makes a dumb decision and no one calls him on it because he's in authority at that point. But I don't. But it's also kind of like the movie is written like that. The movie work only happens because of that bad decision. So it's this kind of thing like he's written and you're supposed to not like him.
Well, he was
and
supposed to be in charge, and he didn't get it, or something like that. Is that?
Well, no.
Wasn't that written in the?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know if I don't like him because he's poorly written, or if no, that's how he's written, and I'm not supposed to like him, and that's kind of like the weird thing I go back and forth with as to whether.
But I'm saying in the movie, his character was
Yeah.
supposed to be in charge, and he didn't get.
Yeah, he kind of like resents that he's not the captain, and
Right.
then all of a sudden he's thrust into that position.
So he's already angry.
Yeah.
That these people don't respect him, and he's just saying,
Paul
you know
Reiser.
what,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, no, not not necessarily.
He's Paul
And
Reiser.
mad about you.
Yeah. No. It's he.
Totally different.
Well, you know, he's playing second fiddle to Helen Hunt. I mean, who wouldn't be annoyed?
Yeah. He's upset that he wasn't put in charge, and then
Right.
and then he's put in charge, and we realize why that was a good decision not to put him in charge.
But that's a good story arc for us.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that works. You know, this is why he's not put in charge.
It
You know
doesn't
what I mean?
matter anyway, because if you've seen a trailer, you know basically what his fate's
But
supposed to be.
I do concur with you that you know the way they went about going to that planet
yeah, that
was executed like boom, 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 and then the next shot is 3
sm-
weeks later.
Too smooth,
You know what I mean?
too easy of a thing.
And
sometimes.
they could have Ridley could have
Yeah,
just
well,
easily
also-
put on the thing.
Yeah. Also, the idea that Catherine
3 weeks later.
that Catherine Waterston's character is the only person who has a problem with that, and that everyone kind of falls in line with it. It's like really.
Right.
Really?
Nobody else
But-
might be cause for careful consideration.
You're really that desperate not to go back to sleep?
But that could have just been an easy tweak in the script.
Yeah.
And an easy edit somewhere or something like titles could have.
No, this is a thing that happens sometimes too. That could have been a thing because they changed something else. Some other because that's the thing that happens sometimes too in writing that you don't really realize too is that like, oh, we had this other element kind of going on, and our fix for that brought us to here. So we never kind of reconsidered what here would be like,
Right.
in the final movement of it all. Like, you know what I mean? And what that would kind of, we were so like, oh, we found a fix. We didn't really kind of really analyze the fix as much as we initially analyzed the first problem. So we were kind of faced with a different problem that we didn't recognize because we moved on right away.
But in defense of what Ed was saying, you know, that could have easily been. I mean, this is Ridley. We're talking. This is one of the auteurs of cinema.
Fuck it, we'll do it again.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
I think that could have just been tweaked easily. But I'm telling you, this is one of the better science fiction films I've seen in a while.
I don't doubt it, to be honest with you.
And so that's why I give it a solid 4 American Tacos.
The fact that it's gotten as much good buzz as it's gotten overall tells me that, like,
For the most part, it's been positive. Like,
I feel like, the core audience on it, like the diehards, seem to be mostly in favor of it.
Right.
So that's usually a pretty good sign.
right.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
a fan of the Alien films.
Yeah.
I've given Alien 3 a pass even when I saw it, and I even walked out of there like fuck. But
Is
then
that
I
the,
watched
is that the
it.
Prison Planet one?
Yes. Well, I've watched that over and over again. Now that's another film that serves better as a director's cut.
Okay.
Because there's another half hour that was edited out of that, but that whole production was a mess. So you can actually.
It's Snyder. It's very Snyderin, where it's like one of these things where, like I was saying before, of whole like, there's a half an hour of movie that made this whole movie make sense.
Right. Well, Alien 3 has its fans too.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you come off that thrill ride of Aliens and then you're given this,
Oh, it's such a left
You know
turn.
what I mean?
It's a whole.
It
It feels like a standalone chapter in a way. Like, even though it's not, but like it feels like it could or should have been somehow.
But in 1992, people
Yeah.
were thinking you're going to go bigger and better.
Yeah.
But instead, it goes to this other level, and I was like, all right, and I find myself watching it more often than not. Alien 3, but I watched the director's cut or the extended cut.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that was David Fincher's first movie.
Yes, it was.
So,
And
good
I don't
stuff,
think you
though.
can even blame him because I think it was
no.
pulled from
no,
him.
yeah. There was a whole hullabaloo
and
behind the scenes.
re-edited. Yeah.
So what were we talking about again?
We were
Alien
moving
Covenant.
on. We were moving on. Also for Jay, in the meanwhile section, he's got Wolverine Noir.
Yes, I watched Logan again, but this time I watched it.
You just changed the setting on your TV?
No. Even though you can probably do that, if you. But the thing is, if you go out and buy the Blu-ray, you're going to get this extra disc. It's called Logan Noir, and it's basically Logan in black and white.
Right.
But when you watch it, different tone, man. It goes
It's
even
got to be.
darker,
On anything.
and
I
it's
would
brilliant.
think.
It really is brilliant,
Yeah,
man.
the problem with a lot of like if you see like the Walking Dead episodes where they do it in black and white.
Well, they did the first one, I think, right, or first season in black and white ones.
Yeah. But it's always weird because, when you're shooting in black and white, the lighting is very different.
The conversion is not good sometimes.
Yeah. So it's how does it look visually?
I think somebody monitored that.
Okay.
Because it looks beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
I would think it's a different kind of level of process. For a show like The Walking Dead, as much as they're doing that in advance and they're going to put some money into doing it, I don't think they're doing the level controls on the contrast and balance like they're doing on a Hollywood studio production where they may have been thinking about it in the time for the shoot. That we're definitely going to do this in black and white, so let's take that in consideration as we shoot in color.
Well, I think that was it. I think somebody said, maybe we should. I think that was, didn't Mangold say that at one point?
I mean, it may have come up, but in my own head, I was presuming that you wouldn't necessarily say, let me put some limitations on the color on what we're doing here, because we might do black and white.
Right.
We should probably just shoot for color. If we can, and it's not too big of a hindrance or a real sacrifice, then okay, we'll take it into consideration. But I guess if you're saying in the end, it feels that way. Like it's not just all about correction in a studio in the digital end, where it's about balances and stuff.
Because there's also a lot of production design and costume design concerns, just because like certain colors, they just come up as like bland grays and black.
Oh yeah,
and white,
everything's just a shade.
Yeah. Whereas if you can get those stark shadows involved. It's just kind of like Mad Max Fury Road did a similar thing, but instead of black and white, they did it. I think it was like black and chrome.
I haven't seen that, but Logan is a moody piece to begin with.
Absolutely.
And I loved Logan. I loved that film. I thought it was.
Would you fuck him?
Yeah,
well, you probably would. You probably would.
And smoke a cigar with him afterward.
I bet the two of you would fill up the fucking room so fast.
But
you guys would be smoking and fucking. I just want to.
But I enjoyed it again. I think I enjoyed it even better. Not because of the black and white, just because I actually got to sit in my own home and watch it. But it's a really good piece.
Right.
It's really good in black and white.
Okay.
It gives it a darker, edgier tone to the film.
I'm sure.
And I do believe that they did tint certain things, because it's labeled as Logan Noir.
Right.
Okay.
So they had to have had this in mind or something.
Gotcha.
So if you guys get a chance, definitely look at it like that. It's pretty cool to see a movie like that in black and white.
In black and white.
I think it works very much so.
All right. What about you, Bob?
Yeah. Well, I just watched Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. How and shell shocked.
Yeah. Actually, it was. I thought it was very good.
All right.
Yeah. It got a little bit of grief, I think, for Major.
Yeah. Well,
being a bit of a stiff character.
Yeah.
But Major is a stiff character. She's
it's how it was.
More robotic than human at this point. So she's not as emotional as you might expect her to be.
Yeah. It's not Johnny Five.
Right. Yeah, really.
Even Johnny Five, before he was alive, was like, hey, everybody, it's Johnny Five. Like, he was all excited. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, right? Anyway, no. But I thought for what Ghost in the Shell is,
Yeah.
and what you can do with a movie these days, they probably came up with just about the best Ghost in the Shell movie that they could come up with.
It looked like it. Yeah.
Visually, this thing is phenomenal with all the holograms all over the city and everything.
Yeah.
It looked like Vegas meets Tokyo meets the dirtiest pile of porn-infested streets you've ever seen. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So Newark, New Jersey?
Yeah, a little bit.
Newark,
A little bit
New
old
Jersey.
school downtown Manhattan too.
It's Blade. it's Newark. If in the
8th
Blade
Avenue in
the Blade
1982?
in the Blade Runner movies. Like if in the Blade Runner movies they ended up in Newark, that's what it would look like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of. And that's the thing.
Don't die, Jay. Don't die. He's
Oh, you
joking.
kill me, Bill.
Well,
I try.
While I was watching, I actually felt more for the storyline here than the very similar storyline in Blade Runner.
Okay.
Like, Blade Runner for me, I never got the whole story.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
It never really affected me the way it seems to affect so many people.
Sure.
But that same message is inherent in this story.
Right.
You know, it's all about like what's real.
What's real? What's
Yeah.
life?
Right.
What's a soul? Kind of a thing.
And they addressed it well enough in this story, and in a way that wasn't over the top.
Right.
Although, because it could have been, and in the original, I think it really is.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
that was
they kind of stripped it down a little bit.
And some people's point, I think, was that like, yeah, in the anime, they get more into the whole the whole philosophicalness of the question of what is the soul,
Right.
and here they kind of reduce it down a little
They
bit.
reduce it down, and it becomes more of her story for finding out who she is.
Right.
You
They
know,
personalize it a tinge
yeah,
more.
So in that sense, it's a story we've seen 100 times.
Yeah.
You know what
Okay.
I mean? So I could see the reasons why people are giving it a hard time. You know,
Fair enough.
And for those same reasons, I can't give it a 5.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm going to give it 3.5 American Tacos.
All right.
I think overall it's a good movie.
Right.
You got to go in realizing what it is, though.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
If you don't know what it is, I think for somebody else it might be as low as a 2.5 tacos because Major is going to throw them off.
Yeah.
The acting, the stiff acting, and everything. Well, it's going to seem like stiff acting because
Right. It can
she's
get
a stiff character.
It can get misinterpreted.
Right.
Sure.
Right. So
I can see that.
Yeah. I
can
think
see
that's
that.
what I think that's what's hurt the movie is the
Yeah.
main character.
I bet you what they're hoping that you do as a viewer is go, ScarJo can act better than this. Why is she being so robotic? Oh, she's a robot. Like, you know, like
Right.
that you're
Yeah, she's just a robot with a human brain here.
right. That you're maybe supposed to kind of like because you know it's like a good actress that you're supposed to make exception and put this together in your head a little
Well,
bit.
I think you kind of have to.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I mean. I think they're hoping that by default, most people put this together, and I don't think more
Yeah.
people did. I think
No,
maybe
I
some
think-
people
I
kind of
think-
expected more.
Yeah, I think when it comes to movies, sometimes there's the group mentality comes into play. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and that's like that. That's the same thing that makes a funny movie funnier in the theater. Here, I think it's kind of a mental mindset about what to expect from something and not getting it.
I can see that. I could definitely see that. Definitely with properties especially with properties that already have
Right.
some like it's an adaptation. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
this is not This is not Ant-Man and hanging out with Wasp.
no, but I just
You
mean
know
it
what I
more
mean?
like in a general sense where like just it might be I don't want to say nitpicking, but it's like people who have read The Hobbit as much as we all think like
Mm-hmm.
oh my God could there be. It's got to be the best adaptation ever. There's going to be people out there that are like, yeah, but, blah, 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 X, Y, Z.
Tom Bombadil wasn't in it.
And it's like, well,
You know,
how many guys named Tom can you have?
yeah. Smog gets his own movie. Come on.
So you give that. You know what? Because we really didn't do a ratings on that. What I did maybe think to XJ is not to say, oh, hey, rate Wolverine Noir because obviously it's just kind of like putting one against the other. But I do kind of wonder, did it make it better? Do you think it made for somehow made it a better movie? Or did it just kind of like reinforce the tone that was already there?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's the thing.
When I saw it, I was blown away by it.
Right.
I think that watching it in black and white just enhanced it, as you said. It makes sense that it's a black and white film.
Being black and white helps the mood.
Yeah, it helps. It's definitely a moody piece to begin with, so it's a no-brainer. You've seen the film, so now imagine it in black and white.
Well,
you're probably saying that's probably a moody fucking piece.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool to see a superhero-esque film in black and white like that. But that's the movie to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's channeling Gary Cooper to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hugh Jackman's amazing in that film.
Right.
I think it's just a phenomenal performance.
Gary Cooper was an actor who did a lot of westerns.
I gave you a weird look because I wouldn't have said he's channeling Gary Cooper. He's channeling Shane.
Okay.
Which is Alan Ladd.
Well, whatever.
I was actually thinking more High Noon.
Well, whatever. Well, fair enough. You know what? You have a better point of reference than I do for that. I just would have, in my head, I wanted to give you a hard time about name dropping the actor as opposed to a character. But that was just me being a dick.
Right.
You have some?
Well, yeah. Well, I was going to say we were still on the meanwhile, right?
Well, no. This was the meanwhile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to get into mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. He has something else in the doc.
What was that?
He has something else in the doc.
Who?
Bob.
Bob has something in the doc?
Oh no, that's you.
That's me. My name is Bill.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's next to my name.
Thanks for trying to help me anyway.
Yeah. So, I just kind of, me and Jay didn't see it, but me, Bob, and Ed, we all saw the Flash finale. And
the one with John Wesley Shipp from '91.
Yeah, remember him?
Yeah,
good times.
We can talk about that.
Good
I've seen
times.
that.
He's on this one. He's on this one.
I know.
Good times. It is. Yeah,
The foam suit.
It's.
I will say of the three, Supergirl was actually, you had a lot of closure there. Flash and Arrow's finales this week were like huge drops at the end.
Let me before we get later on we'll play the DC TV report, but Ed, before me and Bob trip up our points, how did you feel about the Flash finale?
Yeah, what were your thoughts, Ed?
What were your thoughts as I cross my arms and look at you objectively? What did you make of that
as I lean in with my arms folded?
I mean, the thing with finales is
no. I mean, okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
no.
There's a lot of work that episode had to do in wrapping everything up, and I think it did.
Indeed,
it well.
Indeed, it did.
I think the showdowns and the action scenes were very satisfying.
Even Jay's arms are folded now. Okay, go ahead.
Just don't.
You're the representative for this team.
We're very satisfying. I think the ending.
Yes.
If we're going there.
Yes. Well, there's two endings, my friend.
Okay.
Conversationally speaking.
I'm talking about the very ending.
Right. Well, okay, we start there. Okay, we can start there. That's fine.
It's something that when you think about the math, like, okay, he brought Jay back, so something else has got to happen
that's fine.
here.
I get it.
And to have that resolution, just like, so like, is that going to be the show next season?
Where he's gone?
Like,
do you think that?
I don't know.
For a hot fucking second?
Spoiler.
I don't know.
Spoiler.
I'm like, maybe Wally West.
Oh, shut the fuck
Maybe
up.
Wally West is going to be the star of the Flash next season.
Yeah. Me and Bob worked it all out, okay? Me and Bob worked out all fucking next season already, okay? And it sucks, too.
I'm excited for this.
Well, you should be, Ed, because
this is high concept comic book shows. This is the kind of thing.
This is the problem. This is the
problem. This is the kind of thing Mark Waid would write in the '90s.
But so much better. So much better.
Well, this is with a little dynasty thrown in for good measure.
Yeah, I mean, also too, that's a good point, Bob. Mark wouldn't have that bullshit in the way. Mark would have to fill out the issue or the episode with like content instead of people haranguing, if that's the right word, about things.
Who's getting the pep talk of the week?
And it's not even pep talks anymore because they realize they burnt that bridge. But the thing is that
now they have self pep talks.
Yeah.
They talk to themselves.
Yeah, they talk to themselves. I can do it. But so all season long, like to the point where it became a fucking mantra. This chick was gonna die. I didn't expect her to die. But you know what's funny, Ed? You know what's great? I mean, I know I'm like holding you responsible, but you know what's funny is that like I wasn't watching most of this season, and Bob came to me like 2 or 3 episodes out, from the finale and was like, yo, man, I'm watching it. You got to catch up, man. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of this, that, and the other. And so he started kind of giving me some pieces. And then, like, so I already knew what the storyline was because they're repetitive as fuck now, where it's like we find out in episode 1 of a season what we're going to wait all season to get to. Walking Dead's guilty of this too. But Flash repeats it to you every episode, several times an episode, all season long. Walking Dead kind of, like, tries to keep it to a lesser degree, but they don't let you forget either. But so Bob was like blah 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 blah, mentioned a couple things, and he's like, and it's this like, you know, face changer thing. I'm like, oh, that's how they'll fucking get around Iris.
Yep, and that's exactly what they did.
So this whole, it's a big deal. We all got to worry. We all got to build up, you know, and I get it. Because what's cool about that is that, like, okay, that holds up to the time travel stuff. Barry only ran to the future, only saw a few seconds. So he saw what he saw, which was Iris dying. Like, you know what I mean? Turns out it was somebody else. Like, you know, not to give that away necessarily, you know, with a face changer thing. And it's like, okay, fine, whatever. But fuck you. Because, like, you know, it's like one of these things where you built it up too fucking long now. And you made such a big deal about it that you just don't figure out a way to have it mean more. Instead, what you do is you take a character that's been around for a season. He's the easiest one to write off, but because he's likable, he's the easiest one to get an emotional stake out of. And it's cheap. It's lazy. You know what I mean? What would have been fulfilling would be to kill her off in a surprise twist and turn. And Barry would spend the next season fucking lamenting it and trying to find a way. And then we write some way out of that.
Yeah. Because, it's not like you got to worry about someone really dying on this show. He can always go back and change things.
Because obviously, we don't care about the rules anymore on this show, which brings us to the other point that
they didn't even need to do that.
I shouldn't be time traveling anymore, but my girlfriend's going to die. So now I'm going to time travel to 1892 and plug fucking Frosty McFrosty out of the fucking, whatever reason he's in 1892, which we knew we needed to go to you for, Ed. Why was Frosty McFrosty in...
He was traveling with the Legends.
Right, that was the ship in the background.
Yeah.
And he's actually dead right now on the Legends, isn't he?
Yeah, so basically...
But anyway.
Barry knew, okay, the Legends were at this time period and this time, so if I go there... Cold will be there.
Right. So not only am I just traveling through time, I'm going to risk this jerk off maybe getting away from me because he's a bad guy. He's dead. Like, I could throw all this other time travel shit that professional time travelers are working on out of whack because I have a problem. Because once again, my problems take precedence. Okay, Barry, I thought you learned that lesson. But I guess not. Because you know why? Because the writers need a way around all this shit. So what does he do? He goes. This is not even the finale. This is before the finale. This is the pre-finale. Penultimate. So he goes and gets Frosty because he needs Frosty because he's a criminal to help him break into a highly secure facility, right?
Yes.
So now, but like
it's Argus.
Yeah, but you didn't need to get him to help you break in there. That guy's not that great of a fucking break-in guy. He tripped a lock like fucking magic. I'll give him that.
He's a professional thief.
You know what? But if we're gonna do write-arounds, he could have used anybody.
He's the best thief in Central City.
Would have been cuter if him and Cisco went and did it. Would have meant more to the show.
That whole scene didn't really matter in the first place. The only reason that whole scene took place was so King Shark could lose his hand under the door, and that little piece of him now is going to be running around town. Okay,
Bob's theory is that we're going to get like
we're going to get a mini King Shark being controlled by King Shark.
And I said, Bob missed opportunity. They should have done a fucking Evil Dead fucking riff and had that thing run around and grab out his face and shit.
Right.
But
all right, but that's what? That's 2 episodes back still.
That's still.
Right.
And because here's the thing, too. The other reason why that is like bullshit is because, you know, it's one of these things with TV shows like, well, we want this cool thing to happen. And even though in the end of the episode we're going to, like, nullify it and it won't really have meant all that, we're going to do it anyway because we want a cool thing to happen.
And the whole King Shark thing didn't have to happen for this reason also because, I mean, what happened next? They catch him, and she goes, "Oh, here it is. Anyway, we caught you trying to steal this thing, but now I'm going to give it to you and be friends."
And that's my issue.
But also, Snart gives him that advice that he follows in the next episode that doesn't really work out.
And it isn't not a great thing to waste your time on.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's one of these things where it's like we have this cool thing that we want to do.
Sometimes they write this show where like they think they're back in the '60s where they had like 8 more minutes of show to fill.
No, but the problem is they needed something for Act 3 and 4. Of the finale,
and
because they knew what they wanted to do for the Act 5 and 6,
right?
And 1 and 2 was gonna be something, but they needed to fill the middle of that episode with a story arc. So that's what they used that thing, and they planted it with the advice that Snart gives them there.
But here's the thing that some of these shows do is that in order to do that, though, that in the process of fulfilling that, what we do is we start to throw rules out the window. Because what's another cool thing we can do? We can have Barry break into that place. Barry's not really a bad guy, though. Ooh, we can get Frosty McFrosty. He hasn't been on the show in a while. We'll give him a cameo. It's a special episode. Get some fans excited. Yeah, we'll bring him in. So we have to do all this other fucking rule breaking, which Barry is supposed to not do. I promised I wouldn't travel through time anymore. Well, okay. Well, you already traveled through time, and you saw that I was
that was the whole no-no at the beginning of the season, because the beginning of this season was the whole Flashpoint thing.
So since it's not all fresh in my head, I can't remember everything. Right. But me and Bobby were like, well, first episode back. Right. Like you said, Wally's gonna. You called it too. Yeah. Wally's gonna be current Flash. What's her name will be back.
Jesse Quick.
Jesse Quick will be back, helping him out. It'll be a little bit too much for Wally. He'll be happy she's there, and they get the relationship on.
It's a perfect reason for them to keep HR around without having to explain why HR is around now.
Well, HR's dead.
No,
not HR is dead.
HR is
Wells
dead.
too.
Wells too.
Earth 2
Wells.
Wells too.
Right, they'll have Wells around. They'll have, but there's no reason to do. There was no reason to have Wells come around again. They didn't have to kill HR in the first place because they had Julie around. Why the hell is Julian still here?
Because eventually Julian has to hook up with Caitlin.
Right, but no,
that's the only purpose Julian serves.
But now Julian's a good bad guy. Oh no, she's not a so bad guy. But she didn't take the antidote. But now she somehow has mentally figured out how to control being. Emotionally controlled being Killer Frost.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's another thing that shows suffer from.
So that was I kept saying at the end of this episode, I was saying bullshit so much.
This another thing shows do. They will compromise characters to get the best of both worlds out of like a dual version of a character. Okay, now she's a gray area. So eventually she'll get with Julian. And you know what? The other Wells is eventually going to hook up with Science Girl, who was trying to hook up with HR, because that's the aspect of the show. It's it's CW stuff. So yeah, we're really nitpicking the shit out of this. So I know I'm staring you in the eyes as I do this, Ed, and I'm like aggressive about it. Well, and Jay's just like, go for it.
I think that's going to be the interesting thing, is that he's not going to be into her, and
absolutely,
and it's going to drive her crazy the same way. Like what's going on with Morena Baccarin's character in Gotham right now.
Exactly why it's like pointless runaround bullshit.
Yeah, why did she get emotionally attached to HR in the first place?
Well, they were just about to. They really didn't. They
were soulmates, man.
Because they were both quirky.
Yeah. Oh, because they both like sriracha in their freaking coffee.
See? Quirky. Quirky crosses the multiverse, man. So here's the thing. So Julian eventually, because this is what really matters to them, obviously. Because these are the real long-term things that are set in stone. Not any of the other shit. Eventually, Wells, too, is going to hook up with that other chick. Jesse's going to get back, and she's going to hang out with Wally. Fucking Julian, by the end of the next season, will finally get Caitlin back. And then, by halfway through episode 1, we'll have Barry back. But relationship stuff seems like the only stuff that's like kind of like guaranteed to kind of like go down. Like all the other shit's like variables, and it's all like, it's crazy story, superhero shit.
You really think they bring Barry back that quickly?
Listen. If this show kept him off,
not gonna do Wally.
I said, Bobby, the best thing they can do, Bobby, is have Barry pop up in the last scene of the first episode when they do like the logo pop up, and it's like the how do you phrase it in the DC TV report?
The last minute reveal.
That will just be Barry inside of the time verse, and Speed Force. He's sitting on a bench with his mom, and they're just kind of chatting, and that's all you'll get. Or maybe they'll give you some actually hard hint of what's going to come, but that should be it.
Well, we'll either get the 6 month later episode when we first come back, or we'll get Wally 2, maybe 3 episodes, and dealing with town, what's going on in Central City, with Jesse Quick, and we'll see Barry sitting on a park bench in a field with his mom.
Yeah, I think we have the potential to see it go to episode 3. I really doubt it.
Now, where does Jay Garrick fit into all this?
Whatever plot hole we need him to fucking fill. You didn't even see him leave.
Okay.
During the finale, he's just gone.
Do you think he stays and trains Wally?
Was that?
No, he was at the funeral.
He was at the funeral, but then at the end, at the end of the episode,
he was there.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
He shows up. He's the guy who explains to them what the Speed Force storm is doing.
Does it? Did I
Yeah,
miss
he
that?
walks out. For some reason, he's wearing a suit.
Because he was just at a funeral.
Yeah. Out of the, out of the rubble of Star Labs.
Okay.
And he explains, it's coming back because I left. It needs someone to serve that time to go into that
I
prison.
don't remember him
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that. But anyway, my point being that I felt like, well, first of all, okay, so let's get into that and we'll wrap it up. So at the very end, the episode's over. They save the fucking day. It's all bullshit. Whatever. I don't even give a fuck anymore. And then now they have this 5 minutes left. And so this giant fucking time anomaly ripple fucking thing happens. This giant time orb. And Barry's, like you said, Barry's got to go into it. He's got to take the place of somebody else who was in there. And I guess that person holds it all together. Like, if somebody doesn't go in there, the whole thing falls apart, right? And
because
the time just dies.
Because that was the thing. Jay went in there to take Wally's place.
Right. But Wally had to be in there because
Barry was supposed to be in there.
And Barry was supposed to be in there because
Flashpoint.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so now Barry's like, oh, I gotta go. No biggie. Like, he's like, I gotta go. I just gotta go. I gotta do my thing. I gotta do what I gotta do. Suddenly, like, he's fucking the one thing ever in his life he's got fucking conviction on. He's got to go do.
Yeah.
And it's this really rushed bullshit kind of like we're just building a cliffhanger for cliffhanger's sake in a way. And it feels so tacked on. And like, you know, that girl should have been so fucking furious with him. Like, should have punched him in the face or kicked him in the balls. I said to Bobby, she should have been like, we just sent out fucking invitations.
Well, they sent out save the dates.
Whatever. Good enough. It's invitation warm up. You know what I mean? She sent out save the date cards. You know how stupid she feels now for dating a fucking superhero? So anyway, I would have been like, fucking, first of all, Wally should have went back in there. Fucking Wally should have sacrificed himself for his brother in terms and his sister. Yeah. That's what should have fucking happened.
Because the reason Barry wasn't there is because he wanted to make sure that Iris was safe, and he saved Iris and knew she was going to be okay. So now, you know what? It's time to man up, and kick in and take my licks.
As he goes to go in, Wally should have fucking stiff-armed him. And then Jay Garrick should have stiff-armed Wally, and Jay Garrick should have went in.
No, because they've been nerfing Wally all season.
They dead-legged him in the middle of an episode, just one of those last two episodes, just so that we didn't have to have him as a factor in a fight. It's like, oh, my leg is broken. I guess I can't be of any help now, Flash. It's all on you, buddy. So that's the same reason why I thought Jay Garrick wasn't at the end, because I thought they nerfed him too, because I know that he could have just went into the fucking time vortex and sacrificed himself.
No, but the thing is, Wally and Jay had already made those sacrifices for Barry.
So they're not going to do it again.
No, Barry doesn't want them to do it again. It's like, hey, you guys.
But it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, like, a true
but
friend wouldn't have let him do it. Like, if my sister was going to have to deal with, we just got over the fact we thought you was going to die, bitch. Okay, like, you know, like, I would have fucking jumped in. I'm sorry. And my best friend, half-brother.
It's just a better way to handle what's going on right now.
And then they could have spent the whole episode next season trying to find
Just
Wally.
get rid of Wally for about 4 episodes.
Right, that's what we said. It would be so easy to keep Wally off the radar. Barry, if you have him off the grid, you still have to, like, touch base with him. Wally, you could have let it be a mystery for, like, half the season. Because they don't like Wally on the fucking show, because they don't know what to do with the kid, because he can't fucking act. The kid can act out of his way out of a fucking lunchbox.
And what he just
My
said right there
performance
is
on Bar
the
Karma was better than this fucking kid. Sorry, it's true.
And that very reason is why you're not going to get 4 episodes of Wally or a whole season of Wally running around trying to save the world.
Because they won't let it linger too long. You know what I mean? And it's kind of silly that, like, you know,
they want to be able to come back for a 5th season. That's the big one with syndication,
right? No, 4. Just as long as you get to 4.
Yeah, 4 is the lock now, because 88 episodes is the mark.
Yeah.
And they do 23, so they'll have
we got season 4 coming, kids. And it's like, what the fuck? I feel like I want staff at that.
So, in other words, Bill, trash!
Trash, but I'll be there at season premiere.
I liked it.
I'm sure you did.
It never should have happened because HR is just freshly in love with somebody else.
Well,
he's going to decide to fuck all that.
No, and
I give that to him being a quirky weirdo, maybe.
No, well, no.
And sacrifice himself.
Don't you understand? He was racked with guilt because Iris would have never been captured if he hadn't been so careless and slipped her location to Savitar.
But he's a
He
guy,
felt
and
he
he
owed
still
her
hadn't
that.
he still hadn't hit that blondie.
And that's the tragedy with Tracy is she just got to know him.
She didn't get a chance to get no D. She was like getting so close to getting some D. She was like, she's upset too. But it's all right. There's another Wells in the wing. There's another Wells in waiting. And this one, he'll be moody, but she'll fall for that.
I think there's some interesting storylines. I think this is going to go on a lot longer than you think, Bill.
But I got a feeling even that's going to get contrived and boring and
well,
and
if it goes on longer than one episode,
I think 3 is the limit.
We're going to see more of Jesse than we will Wally. If they nerf Wally and Jesse, then we know.
I'm cool with it though.
We know the writers don't trust him back.
I think more than an episode without seeing Barry. Like we'll see Barry by the end of that first episode.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if he's not like back, or we get like a full episode or a lot of episode with him by 2. But I think he's back by 3. You want to make a pool out of this? What episode we think he comes back by?
I think mid-season. I'm thinking.
You're thinking like episode
8 or 9.
What?
Yeah.
Could you?
Wow.
Okay, granted, but
right
we'll
before the
see
holiday
him.
break.
But we'll see him. We'll have
we
dealings
might
with.
see him before that, but he's not coming back to Earth 1 until.
Wow.
That's my guess.
Wow, what a horrible show we'll have to watch in the meantime
I
of
don't
those
think
other
he's that
characters.
bad an
It's
actor.
been a bit.
No. It's just all of those characters. It's like, because here's the thing. The show suffers from having too big of a team now. Because that's the other thing. Because we needed everybody to have a coupling.
Well,
That anytime we want to bring somebody in, we have to consider, well, who are they going to hook up with? Because it's CW. So there has to be relationship shit.
That's also the one thing with Arrow's finale.
Yeah,
that was
right?
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's just say there's a potential that they might actually clean house. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what I would love to happen.
But they did a big explosion at the end, and
Yeah.
there might be a way for them to kind of call some actors.
Yeah. As I said, check my Twitter feed.
You don't check your Twitter though.
No, I don't.
So fuck that then.
Busted.
See,
Maybe you should check it more often, Ed. Maybe you make a little deal with the listeners.
this
People
week
engage a little more, and I'll be around a little more.
This week I've been looking at it, and, I've been liking and retweeting.
I saw that.
stuff.
You did? Yeah. I thought I was bad.
My
with it.
Twitter feed blew the fuck up this week, so thank you for that.
Congratulations. I'm glad that you actually got some little spikes.
Got some nice feedback. Thanks,
So
people.
Bill, we're pushing 2 hours. We haven't hit emails yet.
Yeah, we're gonna go right into it. We're gonna skip over a couple of
We're
things.
gonna skip over emails.
No, well, I don't know. Maybe we could and just do them in the end.
I think this is a good episode.
No, it's just good. It's standing as it is. I'm just
Sure.
thinking like we could just kind of.
You
'Cause I gotta
want
pee.
to do the emails in
We'll do
the
the
after
show maybe. Maybe that's what we'll do. Let's see, because we're fluid, we're flexible, we're liquid, we're like water.
But
Same people who are writing the emails are in the after show, listening to us.
yeah,
on the after
basically.
show anyway,
Well,
so.
I think Wesley's the only one in there right now. But as you guys BS a little bit, I'm gonna just go jump to the emails and see what the situation is over there. Because last I saw there was only one in there, but that was yesterday, and usually today is the day that people send stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, so I was very disappointed at the ending of Flash. I was bullshit every 5 minutes.
Well, I kind of got that over the last 15 minutes.
Well, you know what? You know where it comes from, really, Jay? Is that the show started really strong for me.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
I'm
That's
a-
what
I'm
I
a-
hear.
I'm a nitpicker in story cop-outs, and I have a hard time with it, obviously.
Yeah, it's gotten to a point where they've actually they're not even trying at this point, if it seems, to follow any of the history. Because
Well, that
they've,
too,
they've
but-
just they're looking at what's happened in the past. And say, okay, you know what? Well, you don't really need to do that. Maybe they'll forget about that. Let's just ignore that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually think they're pretty taut with it.
I think they break their rules all the time. I think they allow a cool story idea to make them say, okay, we'll break our own rules. We'll break our own rules.
But that's what the show's about. It's about Barry having to take those lumps and learn those
No,
hard
no,
lessons.
but he's
over
not
and over
taking
again.
No, but
lumps.
he's not.
That's
He's
the
not.
problem.
Like when he pulls.
What are you talking about? It
cool.
just ended with him taking a huge lump, deciding, you know what? I need to sacrifice my life and accept the punishment for all the stupid shit I've done this past
Ed,
season.
nobody was
and
there
as
to-
great as that life with Iris could be,
Right.
at this point, because of what I've done, I don't deserve it. So you know what? I'm going to take some time and do my time in the Speed Force so that when I come out, I might be able to earn that life.
Ed, when he goes to get Captain Cold, no one's there to slap his hand and say, hey, why did you get him from the past? You're not supposed to be messing around with things anymore.
Like, they make a mention of it. Like, people don't get annoyed with him. People don't get mad at him. Like, I think, like, real friends would. Like, that's the thing. And I understand it's a TV show. And I understand it's a CW TV show.
But this is
reactions. But, like, I would think some people would just, like, as much as, like, they want to make a notion of it, like, have somebody mention it to him. Like, hey, what are you doing going through time again?
No, because the stakes are so high at that point.
Right.
And so much is on the line here.
But
talking
Flashpoint happened, though.
We've got to take those desperation plays.
Oh, no.
And the whole point to Captain Cold's character, the whole reason that he was picked for the Legends and all of the Legends were picked is because they did not have a significant impact on history. So bringing him back would not have changed anything.
So he's always going to be a safe play.
Yes.
That's pretty fucking soft.
He's programmed that way.
He's pretty soft out. That's pretty convenient.
But no one on the show reprimanded him for the action.
Right now.
After having reprimanded him
this should be taken out of the show.
First quarter of the season.
It may be its own
for
thing.
Flashpoint.
Okay, I do have one last
changed everything for everybody. Mm-hmm. So you can't do it with Flashpoint and then not do it for something else that's doing the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Wesley
in the chat room. Oh, I chose a good time to zone out. Well done. I will say one last thing. That when I saw Freeze, I wasn't not Freeze, Captain Cold. I wasn't used to this. He's changed his delivery. When he first shows up on the show, because I haven't seen him in so long.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to this. He changed his whole acting delivery as Captain Cold. Yes, he's mustachy twirly now. Mm-hmm. But in the beginning, he was trying to do this real Jack.
That's what we're talking about.
Jack, but he was slower and measured all the time, Barry. Mm-hmm. You remember Captain Cold, don't you, Barry? Mm-hmm. It was all like Jack Palance and Clint Eastwood had a kid, and he just finished doing 10 push-ups. But now he's all like, Barry, my friend, I see that you need my help again. What can I do for you, Barry?
Dun, dun, dun,
yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Like, he was really like, wow, it's a juxtaposition. I hope like somebody makes a video one day.
I don't understand. The things you just did said exactly the same to me. To me, that's
one is slow and measured and reserved and slow and low and whispery and cold. Mm-hmm. And the other one sounds like I just tied up your girlfriend to the railroad tracks, Barry.
That's right, Barry.
And with that, we'll go right into the...
That's right, boy. Emails, boy. Cheezycake.
It's like, whoosh, I think that's over.
Cheezycake.
All right, we're going to bang these out real quick. How about that shit? All right? How about that shit? Do you believe me?
Now that Wesley's awake?
Yeah, Wesley woke up. We got to entertain the kid. All right, so Palmer's got one in here. What? Yes, folks. Palmer's got one here. Bill retweeted something from @Clickhole that I feel you should all answer. For those who don't know, Clickhole is a great site where if you know what The Onion is,
Clickhole,
and you know what BuzzFeed is, Clickhole is The Onion's version of BuzzFeed. So it's all super stupid. So Palmer's got the thing in quotes here that I retweeted. It was one of these little video things, but it was at there's a new law about buses. If a passenger wants to get off the bus, they must tell a story so sad that the bus driver weeps. And if the driver does not weep, they will not stop to let that person off the bus. The only other way to get off the bus is to wait until the bus driver dies. So I thought it was funny. I take the bus all the time. So Palmer goes on. So ignoring the loophole of getting off the bus when the driver is off his shift, I'm sure one of you would go there. What story would you tell in an attempt to make the driver pull over and shed a tear and get off that bus? I don't know, off the top of my head. I'm sure it'll be something intimate and relationship related so that he can feel as bad for me as possible.
For all the souls I have encountered in my travels,
I'd walk up to the bus driver.
His was the most human.
I'd walk up to the bus driver and say, pull the fucking bus over right fucking now.
Yeah, I wouldn't fly in New York.
Ed, the line from Star Trek that you did just now,
yes.
You have to finish it by putting, the live long and prosper up on the glass.
Oh. His was most...
Over the breathing holes that the driver has
Shit,
in that partition.
Danger.
Yeah, but he goes, his was most... human.
There always has to be some Shatnerian twist on anything he's saying.
Klingon bastards.
So,
Kill
what
my
story?
son.
Oh, it's the next one. Oh, it's even worse.
What's the best story you could tell to make the bus driver cry and pull over and let you out? Ed's gonna do his.
I'll make the bus driver cry.
Yeah, but it won't be telling him a story.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got a story that's sad though, man. I don't know. I could. Yeah, I could tell him about Bandit. Do you remember our dog Bandit and how he died?
Yeah, I was home, and the dog was
I'm not
barking.
laughing for good reasons.
The dog was barking, and the dog always barks. He was in the backyard. He always just went, "Shut up."
Yeah,
But
just ignored
he
him.
had a choker collar on, and we had a picket fence. One
So
of the
you
tall
do-
6 foot ones with the very narrow spaces between.
And this dog
slats.
every day was running up and down the driveway
Yeah.
trying to get over that fence.
Right.
Every day.
Yeah. This time, his choker collar got caught on the fence.
And it happened at some point where nobody knew about it. And even when Dad told me, he was like, he had been out there for a little while, and you know,
That sucks.
just didn't know. You know,
I was home by myself most of that day for some reason. So I you know, you just.
no, yeah. I mean, it's a sad
felt
thing
like-
because it's like,
I felt horrible for such a long time about that too.
yeah, bus driver, that'll make him cry. All right, Palmer, thanks for bringing the show down. Jeez Louise.
You know what I'd do? I'd probably tell the story of Paul Muni's character from I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang.
All right, but we got no time for it now. But
You want to
good
get the
know.
bus driver to New York to stop the bus. You tell him, bro, you fart real loud, and then you go up to him, bro, I just shit my fucking pants. Let me off down, buddy. Before you have a mess here, and you got to clean it up after.
No, tell him you actually left the mess.
Yeah.
Then he'll cry.
Well, then he'll at least stop and
he'll
let you
cry-
off.
he'll
He'll
cry.
kick you off.
He'll
I
kick your
just
ass.
took, I
He'll
just
kick
took
your
a
ass
shit
and kick
piss.
you off.
I just took a shit piss right in your fucking
At least he'll
back.
feel sad for you
my
if you just
God.
tell me you got shit.
All my holes opened up in the back. Sorry. Which is as bad as probably happens on a bus where like someone's bag fucking slips off. Let's transition into a new email. Thank you, Palmer, for yours. This one's from Stephanie Muniz. From the Gotham Lights podcast. Hey, you guys. I'm at Phoenix Comic-Con this weekend. I'm not working this year, which is nice. So I'm experiencing it as a regular attendee this time. I've managed to see a panel for Preacher this afternoon. If you could go to a Preacher panel with a Q&A, what would you ask? Both when the cast is there and one where they are not, and it's just maybe they're just the showrunners and producers. That's it for me, fellas. Take care. I don't know really how much I would ask the cast, because I feel like cast really don't give you anything meaty. It's about tricking Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg to give up info. You know, if you really want to know what's going on or you want insight, I mean, you can ask the actors about their acting experience and all that, but if you want to know about the show and what they're doing with the material, because that's what you're obsessive about.
I would ask Dominic Cooper if he regrets having to wear black in the hot Texas sun.
Don't you wish they stayed with the comics and you would wear the white suit? Because he wears a white suit in the beginning of the books, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, the very like early stages of the books, his preacher outfit, his black shirt with a white collar, but it's a white blazer and white pants, and eventually he changes it out, but not to all black. But
Yeah, it's just jeans and then the shirt.
I might actually ask Gilligan, whatever his last name is, the guy who plays Cassidy. I might put him on the spot and be like, so did you think you couldn't act the entire series with sunglasses on and stay true to the comics? Or did you ask specifically to have that written out of the show? Dun, 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 dun. Just put you on the spot, motherfucker. They'd be like, no, we all agreed on it as a collective thing. I'm sure it'll be.
Ask Ruth Negga has her Oscar nomination changed.
Ask everybody else. Yeah. This one's about Ruth for everybody else to answer. Has winning an award changed her at all? And for Dominic, what's it like at home now? Because they're like all hooked up for the longest
Also,
time.
they also work together on the Warcraft.
Well, that's what I mean. They're in a relationship.
Right,
They've been in a relationship for like 7 or 8 years now. The fact that they got cast in both of those things supposedly is just how it worked out. But I can't imagine that's necessarily the case. I think if you have two really great actors come in and they both want to be in something and they're both like on your list, I think you kind of go with them, because especially if they're playing a couple.
Yeah.
I think you go for that. Give it a shot, you know?
Yeah, I think you go in and ask someone like Dominic Cooper. So have you had to share the screen time with anybody with a little scar on their eye this season?
As of yet.
Yeah. Or has anybody had to share
Yeah, but they're
going to
give you that bullshit like, we can't say that. That's
See,
you're just gearing up for that answer.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
feel like
Well, does he know of anybody who's had to share screen time with somebody, a character like that?
right. You give them
You
a
make
little
it
out.
vague. You make it vague.
If they say anything other than no,
Well, it's
then
not a Marvel production.
Yeah.
And they're all principal cast. You can't really fire them at this point.
But like, if it's not going to happen, usually the creator or the executive producers will step in and say, "Yeah, no, we're not. That guy's not coming in this season."
Right. Well, I mean, at this point, it's like totally out there. You know what I mean? This shit's all been revealed, so it would probably be safe phrasing of it at very least. I would think that they could dodge. Don't get me wrong. They'll fucking dodge anything, which is always my problem with these panels. Sometimes with shows in between seasons. Because it's like, I've watched a bunch of these now, and it's like, okay, I gleaned nothing. Like, I was cool to kind of like, watch you talk about process and stuff like that sometimes, but like, just to kind of like hear, where's the writers panel? Like, where are the guys who make this stuff move? Because I feel like that's who maybe he's got like meatier answers and replies, because it's all about story for them. Like, the actors get asked stuff like, I saw on your Instagram that you like goldfish. I like goldfish too. How many you got?
Yeah, that's those are the questions they get.
That's
too.
what I mean.
Yeah.
And like,
It's retarded.
At panels, I feel like I'm like, kid, you wasted so much time. I know you're 7, but if I was there, I'd punch you.
But those kids are picked for a reason.
No, it's that, and it's like, well, and anybody gets online, and sometimes the question something like that doesn't even come from a 7-year-old. Sometimes it'll be like someone like is a super fan of that person. It's like, I want to ask you about that movie you did, or I just want to just sometimes it's like, I don't have a question. I just want to come up and just say, I love you guys. You're all amazing. I don't even have a question. Thanks for being you. Awesome. And then they go sit down, and it's like, that's fucking 35 seconds. Now they're going to talk about it for 2 minutes.
There's only so many questions you can ask those people about the show, too.
Well, that's what I mean, to ask them. Like, if I'm going to ask anything kind of where I feel I'm going to
In
get something.
episode 37, the trouble with triples, you was sharing the screen time with somebody who would later become a great actor. How did that make you feel?
Yeah.
That Tribble is amazing now on Saturday nights on
CW.
There you go.
I thought William Canville was always great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are the questions that we would ask, Steph. Jay, as somebody who's only read the books and hasn't seen the show just yet, is there a question that you might ask? Like if you walked and wandered in there, got online with me, and you were like, fuck it, I'll take the Mike Schween.
No, because I don't know anything about the show, really.
Fair enough. I would maybe ask him about...
I would give it to somebody else who's invested in the show.
I mean...
What was the real reason for not doing season 1 from page 1 of the book?
Yeah.
That would be a good question, because you told me that. But then again, I've seen the first episode.
Yeah.
So I knew it was. That I didn't remember any of that from the books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it was so you could see him actually being a preacher and give some kind of context for what.
Yeah, and I feel like that's fucking bullshit. But because in the end, you got to see it, but you didn't get to see it. All right. So moving right along. Wesley Gaskins has our next email in here, and to get to it, he says, hey, you funny men, because that's how he starts them all. He says, I could use a good laugh, so do you all have any suggestions as to some good comedians or even comedy specials worth looking up? And then he's got some other stuff, so
there's always the old school stuff like Eddie Murphy Raw.
Oh, my God, Raw or Delirious from Eddie Murphy. Like, if those are classics if you haven't seen that. I'd say any George Carlin special.
Absolutely.
What might actually be interesting
Hands
is
down.
to watch all of them, if you can get a hold of like all his HBO specials and watch them in order and see.
Absolutely,
I don't think there's a smarter comedian anywhere.
And you can
if you can get your hands on old Sam Kinison.
Sure.
Old Sam Kinison when he was
you
still.
took the words right out of my mouth. Actually,
Not the rock star Sam Kinison.
No, yeah.
Back when he was doing Saturday Night Live every couple of weeks. And blowing everybody's mind.
Yeah, earlier 80s stuff.
If you can get your hands on it, Sam Kinison has, he has 3, but the third album is half songs, half stand-up.
Yeah.
There are 2 albums that you should go out and find. One is called Louder Than Life, and the other one is called Have You Seen Me Lately. Get those 2 albums and press play and laugh your ass off.
There you go.
Say it!
That's Sam Kinison. Louder Than Life.
I like how Bob
and
blocks
Have
the
You Seen Me
microphone
Lately?
afterwards.
Uh,
I should have done that.
Yeah, it was a little too close.
I would say Christopher Titus. His stuff.
Yeah. Titus is pretty good.
Pretty funny.
His second album, which is called the 5th Annual End of the World Tour,
Okay.
I think is an incredible take on 9/11 and the post-terrorism America, which I know does not sound like,
especially with that delivery just now.
Yeah, it does not sound like comedy, but
This is a Fox News channel special?
Yeah. No.
Well, he does a lot of work with Fox.
But his take on it.
It's true. It's true.
And he's the ultimate dark comedian, I think.
Yeah. He gets pretty dark.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff deals with growing up in a dysfunctional family and having family members with mental illness,
alcoholism.
All
that shit.
The dad who would like drink and then smack him around.
That you can find on Norman Rockwell is Bleeding, which is his first album.
Yeah.
And he's put out other stuff since then. But that's second one.
Comedy Central specials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's still out. He's still out and around.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not getting as much
Exposure.
mainstream traction. Yeah, exposure.
Yeah.
Correction, Louder Than Hell, not Louder Than Life. Louder Than Hell, Sam Kinison.
There you go. You probably find a lot of these specials, especially if they release a CDs, probably just online on
You
YouTube.
can find them on YouTube or Vimeo too.
Sure. Yep.
They'll have them on there.
But my favorite more recent special is Dana Gould's I Know It's Wrong.
Yeah, I watched that with you. That was really good.
Yeah.
Dana Gould was really good. I watched one of the Dave Chappelle ones because he's got two newer ones on Netflix.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the other. I don't know which
that
one.
he recorded like 10 years ago.
Well, I don't know about 10, but they were probably like a little while ago.
Well, that you can always get a taste of him with the old Chappelle show too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's like,
but these particular specials were pretty good.
I need $30 million. Here's this stuff I never released from like 5 years ago. So let's.
I'll just make it not seem dated. But still, all real good shit. And who was somebody else I fucking recently watched on? And Louis C.K.'s last Netflix special I watched. Which was really good
he's
too.
another smart one.
Oh my god. So Wesley's next piece here says, I'm sorry in advance for this one, but I really disagree with Bob on the fact that Voldemort is number 4 on the evil list. So this goes to our Patreon special for this month. Had me, Bob, and Dominic going over a couple things, and one of those was a list that we found online of the 50 best movie villains. And so when you get into the top 10, they all kind of make sense. They feel right. And then Voldemort kind of sticks out because he's the most current one on that whole list from 10 up.
And he's
top 50.
Yeah,
he's
on a list with
movie
Jason, Freddy Krueger.
So here's the thing: the list is on a site called Ranker, which basically is like someone puts up a list of 100 of anything, basically, and then it's like open for people to vote up and down or put in other entries, and so it's kind of like always fluctuating. But on a list like that, it's pretty perennial, where it's going to kind of stay the same.
And Voldemort was number 4?
And Voldemort ended up number 4 in this particular list. And
what was 1, 2, and 3?
So 1 and 2 are Darth Vader and
Hannibal Lecter.
He was in the top 10, but he wasn't
in the top 10. He was Darth Vader and it was
Joker.
Yeah,
the Joker from the Heath Ledger Joker. And if you look at the numbers on it, you can see that probably what happens is that Darth Vader and Joker probably trade places a lot. They swap out because this thing fluctuates a little bit. But the fact that even Voldemort was in there in the top 10, granted, I am not a Harry Potter fan. I have not seen all the movies. It's lost on me a little bit. It just kind of sticks out as a sore thumb overall in general because it's like he's the most modern one outside of the Joker being.
Well,
and who ranks these? Just regular.
So regular people, like you could vote on them. We upped and downed a few as we went through it.
He's basically a Disney.
We'll do another
villain.
one with you. You'll have fun with this kind of thing because you'll be like, "What are these fucking people thinking?" And that's what we argued on a lot of things.
Those kinds of.
He's basically he's a kiddie villain. You know what I mean?
Well, you can look at it like that.
To an extent.
He's someone that has to keep coming back. He's not someone you can ever really defeat. He's Gargamel.
Yeah, in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's like that big bad guy that we have to wait forever to defeat.
Right, but he's always coming back. So he's not a real threat because he's never going to be a real threat because he's got to keep coming back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the whole thing with Voldemort. But he's on a list where he's beating out guys like Jason, Freddy Krueger.
Right,
what's his name? Leatherface was number 40 something on the list.
But also because it's movies, you also got guys like James Bond villains is somewhere in there, or like De Niro and Cape Fear is on
Right,
there.
right.
So when you jump around the list, it gets kind of like it becomes an interesting conversation of, like, the very least, it's like, well, look at these three in a row. Should this one be ahead of this one, or this one ahead of that one? You know, so it can be a lot of fun, and we had some fun with it. So we're going to end up doing it probably again, or we'll.
Everybody's got their list.
Yeah,
I mean, even the AFI did the top 50.
Maybe we
top
got
100 villains.
Maybe we got to have one of our fans or our producer make up a list of top 50 Wicked Theory episodes.
So
don't, because he'll do it. Don't put him through that.
That's mean.
No.
All right, so he goes on to say he deserves to be really high on the list. Now, I'm sure that y'all don't know the series like I do, but many people don't know it like I do, so I'll give that to you. I really want to explain why, but that would make this email far too long, so I'll stop now. And I can't argue with his logic on that. And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And to you, Wesley, we will say the same.
Wesley.
And speaking of saying goodnight, we are at the fucking end of this. This one went crazy long.
Had nothing to do with me.
No, not at all. We were an hour and a half last week. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, but you guys spent like 20 minutes on Flash.
Yeah,
we did. We definitely went Flash crazy. I might chop it out, and I don't know if I can.
No, don't let it go.
Don't
let it go.
Don't. But we're in the mix working. In a couple of weeks, we may be having something special about DC TV.
Yeah, we're gonna make a couple things switch up and change up. At least something maybe because there's some finales coming. Mm-hmm. There's that. Pretty soon you're gonna hear more about Preacher vs. Preacher. Me and Ed have a new show coming on the horizon. We'll have more about that.
Yep. Fairly
soon. And next week, if anybody's still listening, is actually the show's 2-year kind of anniversary. It's about 3 days late. I'm usually one of those people where if it's not your birthday, don't tell me it's your birthday. And if it is your birthday, you probably still shouldn't tell me your birthday because that's a little fucking shallow, but whatever. So I'm not saying we're going to do a big hullabaloo. I don't know what we're going to do. We keep it loose with the planning. But at the very least, if you're listening and you want to send an email, ask some questions or something kind of tinged with that fact, hey, it's been 2 years. Here we are. That would be cool. Outside of that, I think that's going to kind of wrap us up.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Jay, on the internets, on the Twitters, where can people find you?
Yeah, go ahead, Ed. Nah, Uncle Jay Chickalese at Jason Chickalese.
There you go.
Say hello.
Say hello. Give him a follow.
I'm at Edward O'Hare, TBD.
Follow him if you're not following already.
At Bob, WTPC.
You can follow him, too. You can follow me, too, if you want, at Wicked Theory. Listen to the show, wickedtheory.com. If you want to hear more about where to find the show and all that good stuff, stick around.
Cash!
Our friend Paula is going to read something off to you. She'll tell you all about it. Regular listeners are probably tired of hearing it, but too bad. And then join us back here next week, live every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brother Bob, take us out of here, buddy.
To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
Welcome to the DC TV Report for the week ending Saturday, May 27th, 2017. I'm Edward O'Hare, nickname to be determined. There were 6 new episodes this week, including 3 finales and 1 penultimate episode. The CW superhero shows all left huge, hanging questions for us to argue about over the summer, and the other shows are all starting to close in on some thrilling showdowns. Let's jump right in. We begin with Monday, Gotham. Penguin and Riddler worked together to escape the Court of Owl's prison and agreed not to kill each other for 6 hours. The shaman finally trained Bruce to hide his mom's pearls in a safe and become the perfect weapon. Selina attacked Evil Bruce, revealing the truth to Alfred. Evil Bruce whipped them both and ran. Selina refused to help Alfred find real Bruce. After a dangerous run-in with an axe-handed, bomb-dropping Barnes, Jim and Harvey finally brought in Catherine, let Alfred beat her up, and watched her get decapitated by Barnes after he turned the precinct into Fury Road. Barnes was finally taken down until he escaped. Lucius pieced together a crystal owl and discovered it was a map of the court's plan. Last-minute reveal. In the middle of all this, everyone failed to notice Lee being consumed with sorrow for Mario's death and hatred for Jim. Probably because all the boys kept her out of the loop. Before they could realize it, Lee stole the Tetch virus and injected herself with it. Next up, Lucifer, the penultimate episode. Charlotte gave money to a guy claiming to have the missing piece of the Flaming Sword of Eden. The guy took the money into a back room and was murdered. Lucifer maneuvered Chloe to take the case. It was pretty obvious the killer was Chet, the wannabe rock star son of a drug queen. Lucifer and Charlotte were able to recover what they paid for, the key to a safe deposit box that contained a Sumerian text. Chet tried killing Charlotte, but a cut caused light to shoot out of Charlotte and roast Chet's face off. Maze tried to get Lucy to help stop Dr. Linda from getting suspended for last episode's antics. Lucy only made it worse when he slipped that he slept with Linda. Last-minute reveal: after reading the text, Amenadiel and Lucifer learned the third piece of the sword was a key given to God's favorite son. Amenadiel jealously thought it referred to Lucifer, until his necklace began to be drawn to the sword. On to Supergirl, Season 2 finale. Kara had to knock out Superman to snap him out of a silver kryptonite trance. Ja'an woke up from his coma. Kara challenged Rhea to a one-on-one fight for all the marbles. James defended Cat Grant, who immediately recognized him as the Guardian. Clark and Ja'an defended the city with help from Magan, who swung over from Mars. Kara was forced to activate a weapon that Lena converted to make Earth's atmosphere toxic to all Daxamites. The fallout disintegrated Rhea, and the Daxamites bounced, but Mon-El was also forced to leave Earth. During the celebration, Alex proposed to Maggie. Kara felt down, got some encouragement from Kat, and we saw her fly straight into the air at full speed as Mon-El's ship entered a wormhole. Last-minute reveal: 35 years ago, on the day Krypton died, another baby was placed in a small spacecraft by a woman who touched the child with a drop of blood and declared that when the baby reached Earth, it would rain. Then we had Tuesday, The Flash, Season 3 finale. Iris was alive! HR used his transmogrifier to take her place. Savitar kidnapped Cisco, forcing him to modify the bazooka into a quantum splicer that would help Savitar avoid being erased from time. Barry tried offering Savitar an olive branch, but it didn't work out. Instead of saving Savitar, Cisco Splicer freed Jay Garrick from the Speed Force. In the final showdown, Barry vibrated Savitar out of his suit, leaving him to be swallowed by the paradox. Julian offered Caitlin a cure, but she decided instead to walk the Earth. Just when it seemed like Iris and Barry could start planning their wedding, the Speed Force rained a storm that threatened to destroy Central City unless Barry served penance for his transgressions from this season. Last-minute reveal: Barry said goodbye to his teammates, kissed Iris, and joined the vision of his mom in the breach. After he disappeared, the storm faded away. Next up, iZombie. Harley Johns posted his zombie attack video and received mixed reactions. A Fillmore Graves helicopter exploded and Vivian Stoll was killed. Liv pan-fried the brain of a daredevil who burned to death after riding a bike through a ring of fire wearing a hay costume. Turns out, one of his producers sabotaged the suit's flame retardant after the prankster knocked up his girlfriend. Liv shared the brain with Justin and they had their first kiss, but Justin got in trouble for stealing Supermax from work. Angus came up with a brilliant business strategy to take advantage of the zombie outbreak. Blaine ruined that by leaving Angus to rot at the bottom of a well with cement shoes and taking over his businesses. Last-minute reveal: Liv put on some spray tan and hair dye and tried sneaking into a zombie haters meeting with Ravi, but she had to leave when she saw Harley Johns taking people's blood pressure at the door. Finally, Wednesday, Arrow, Season 5 finale. 5 years ago, Oliver fought and killed Kovar, was rescued by fishermen, and called his mom. In the present, Oliver enlisted help from Merlin, Nyssa Al Ghul, and Deathstroke to infiltrate Leon Yu. Felicity, Curtis, Thea, and Samantha were freed. Malcolm sacrificed himself to save Thea from a landmine. Oliver and Deathstroke rescued Diggle, Quentin, Renee, and Dinah. Final matchups included Nyssa versus Talia and Quentin versus Black Siren. Felicity and Curtis discovered that the getaway plane had been disabled and the whole island was rigged with C4 set to blow once Adrian Chase died. Ollie tracked Chase to a fishing boat, and once off the coast, Chase revealed William, making Oliver choose between saving his son or all his friends. Ollie shot Chase in the leg and saved William. Last-minute reveal. Just when it looked as though Chase had finally been defeated, the bastard pulled out a revolver and shot himself, causing the whole island to explode. Is all of Team Arrow dead? That's the DC TV report for this week. You can find me here and on the Wicked Theory podcast, live every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on Mixlr. Feel free to download us wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and visit us at wickedtheory.com. I'm Edward O'Hare, and this has been a Wicked Theory Studios production.
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixlr.com/wicked-theory. Mixlr is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.